sound. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around.
Happy Saturday, everybody. How you doing? Back again. Didn't really have too much that I wanted to do this morning other than watch some stuff that I had downloaded last night. Usually Saturdays I do 2 streams, so I'm doing 2 today, saving a lot of the news stuff for later on, and I thought I'd watch some of this Bodycam stuff. I also have, because people were like, oh, Ben loves cops and shit, I do have some videos where cops look dumb, where like cops try to harass people and then end up looking stupid, so I have that too. Please like the stream. I would appreciate all the likes you can give me. I had to disable the likes on the last stream because I got botted last night, which was ridiculous. I hate when people do that. If I get 1,500 live viewers, I want to earn them. I don't want fake views. It's harmful to a channel too. So that's why I think people are doing it, but who knows? I can't get inside the heads of crazy people. I've never considered botting someone else's stream. So that's just, I don't get it. So, but yeah, I'm doing a stream later tonight with the Bisky guy. Trying to download a video too. Let's see. Sometimes the video downloading programs, they're like, oh, we'll download the video, but we'll do it without sound. And it's like, no, if I want the video with sound, I need the video intact with sound and everything else. I wish they were atheist view bots, but they're not. People joke it's Aegon Chalakian, but I don't think it is. I don't think I'm that special. Yeah, so we're gonna start checking out this. This one's called "Tough Guys Get Humbled After Fighting Police."
Officers investigate 2 drunk suspects when one of them damages a BMW.
What should we do for him?
How about we be easy and chill out?
What should we do for him?
Why would be easy and chill out? It'll help your situation.
These guys are wasted. Obviously.
What's up with your buddy?
We cool?
What's up, man?
He's like super, super drunk, and the guy in the blue is like only kind of drunk.
Hold up, nope. Stay back, stay back. Alright, that's it. We're under arrest now. Get off. Get off.
Back up.
Back up.
No, pause. Get away.
Get away, or you're gonna get arrested too, bro.
He ain't doing nothing, bro.
He slapped him. He slapped his hand. I saw it.
You're not touching us, though. Yeah, it's a call. You can't touch him.
He asked him to back up.
Okay, but it's the call. He never known.
You need to back up too.
He's not an arrest. I'm not alone.
You need to
You back the off us.
He accidentally slapped the cop's body cam, and they didn't do anything yet.
He's not under arrest.
Back up.
I'm not alone.
Back up.
See the call.
Back up.
You need to back up.
Please don't
You need to back up.
You won't get lost.
Then back up.
I'm not trying to
do
do
me a favor.
nothing.
Back up then. Back up. I'm telling you that you need to back up then, and you don't want me touching you. Back up. Move.
Yeah, some people are just like oppositionally defiant when like someone tells them to do something, they want to do the opposite so badly. If a cop told me to move, I'd be gone. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to get handcuffed.
Are you being arrested for obstructing? Move now. How?
All right, I'm going to answer a question in the chat really quick. I didn't actually get a strike. I was threatened with one. There's a thing where when you DMCA a video, you're given the choice to either have it taken down immediately or give someone a week to delete the video. And I would say at least he was courteous enough to let me delete the video. So I'll give him credit for that. But yeah, I can't deal with like false DMCAs. You know, I can't, because YouTube does this innocent until proven guilty thing where they punish you for it as if you did it, and then you have to dispute it. But the whole time, the dispute takes like 2 weeks. It takes like 10 business days. And all that time, you're dealing with the effects of the strike. You know, sometimes it revokes your ability to upload videos at all or live stream. And I can't really deal with that. I mean, if it comes through, I mean, if I get more of them, I'll have to fight them. But I just don't even want to deal with it. It's not worth it. It's not like the Jimmy Payne videos bring in like huge numbers or anything. I just personally find them entertaining and think they're funny to react to. Maybe I'll make like a supercut of all my Jimmy Payne videos and upload it to Patreon or something. But yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't stream him during public shows anymore. I could probably do it during private shows because there's nothing he can do about that.
Because I'm just giving you a local order. You need to move.
No, James. All right, back to the video.
I understand you need to move.
I've been this ground.
Move or get arrested. Stop preaching this stuff.
I've been in
Move.
this ground.
Then move. Go.
Get out of here.
Go.
Don't touch me.
Get out of here.
He's slapping their hands away and they still haven't arrested him. Like normally they would just arrest him right away for even touching them.
Move.
Hey,
You're under arrest. Come on. Come on. You're under arrest. Let's go.
You're a bitch ass too.
Okay.
You did this shit.
I'll be that.
Bitch son.
I'll be that.
Shut your bitch ass son.
I'll be that.
You're a bitch. What's your bitch
Back
ass?
up. Back up. I'm searching him because he's under arrest.
You suck my dick with your bitch ass.
Come over here. Don't get in cuffs. Back up now.
Back up.
Back
You
up now. Back up now.
What's your bitch ass up?
Back up. Back up.
You're a
Step away.
You gonna be up there too.
right, get in the car.
Put your cap on.
Get in the car.
No,
Watch your head, man.
No, put your cap on.
Sit down.
Put your cap on.
Watch your head and
Put your
sit
cap
down.
on. Put your bitch
Put your head
ass.
and sit down.
Put your cap on.
Watch your head and sit down.
Don't touch me.
Sit in the car.
No, put your cap on.
Sit down. Watch your head and sit in the car.
No, put your cap on.
Sit in the car.
Put your cap on.
Sit in the car.
No, put your cap on.
Back now.
Away.
Back up, bro.
He fell. Oh shit. It's about to get real.
Bro,
You gonna get
stop touching
tased.
me, bro.
You gonna get tased.
God, I don't ever want to get tased. The way their body just goes limp and they hit the ground like that is ridiculous.
Stop kicking.
No, put your cap on.
Stop kicking.
Put your cap on.
Stop kicking.
Put your cap on with your bitch.
Stop kicking.
This.
Put your feet in the car.
Central, 2 units are almost coming through. We're crossing 107th position right now.
Turn around, get on your hands. Get on your stomach. Turn around, get on your stomach.
Get on your stomach. On your stomach.
Roll on your stomach. Put your hand behind your back.
Put your hand behind your back.
Are you serious, bro?
Yes, I'm serious.
You for real? You bogus as hell, bro, on my kids, bro. Hey, my lawyer gonna see that.
All right, well.
Man.
This guy's kicking in the door.
Anyone in the chat been tased before? Because it looks... And then there's some people where it just doesn't affect them at all. And there's no rhyme or reason behind it. I've seen small women get tased and, like, just shake it off like it was nothing.
That's cool. That's him.
I had to push him. I had to push him in the car.
You take.
But most people just hit the ground, bam, like they don't go limp. They get like stiff and fall.
Me for what reason?
I got this guy in the car. Luckily, I just shoved him in where he takes him.
What you taking me for?
Because you fucking pushed me.
Roll on your side.
You wouldn't listen.
For real?
Yes, I'm fucking for real. You fucking squared up on me. I'm not. I told you you needed to back up.
As you see?
I told you needed to back up. You didn't want to
How many
listen.
times he tell
I
you to
wouldn't
back
even buy
up?
you, bro.
How many times he tell you to back up?
Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Y'all is crazy, bro. Y'all full fish off jobs for bullshit. My phone ring.
You're trying to get him in the car.
I always wonder where this is. This could be at, let me see, 708 area code. And there's a what do they call it? Not, God, I'm having a brain fart. A halal bakery. I almost said haram bakery, but it's a halal bakery. It is Chicago area, 708.
And I had to shove him in the car.
Chicagoland.
Hey, you probably stop doing that.
Let me out this motherfucker.
No, put your fucking legs in there.
Let me out this motherfucker.
Let me out this motherfucker.
Yo, wrong.
Stay in there. You kick me, it's gonna be yours too.
Okay.
All right, close it.
Okay.
Central 311. We need a wagon out here. We got one subject kicking the windows.
Why is it to me?
What?
Why is it
They use the code 311.
You in the man? Huh? That's your man.
Oh, thank you, Master Sin. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna kick me.
I ain't you.
You just tried
I
to.
keep the monkey.
I like how he tried to kick him, and then right after it, he's like, no, I didn't. Maybe he's too drunk to remember. When you get so drunk that you have no short-term memory. Whoa, in California, penal code 311 is something very bad. Obviously that's not what I don't even want to say it. So apparently, let me see, 311
420.
420. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. The Bog. Where did your name come from, The Bog? Was it, You know what, Bog, if you want to donate more, use the Streamlabs link that I have pinned in the top of the chat. That bypasses Google, because Google keeps like 30% of the dono anyway. If you do that, I get to keep a lot more of it, and the restrictions that you're mentioning probably aren't there. So if you have more, it's up to you, man. But I appreciate it either way. You can use like PayPal or even like a debit card. It's through Streamlabs, and that's how I get most of my donations, and that's what makes the goal up at the top of the chat move.
He kicked me. He already smacked my arm. So just close it.
I keep the monkey. Why is this man? Why is this man telling me? I did nothing wrong.
Put your leg in. Put your leg in.
I said I did nothing wrong.
Okay, put your leg in. Well, you did something wrong now. Put your leg in.
You can't argue your case with the police when they've already made a choice. You know, even when they are, and obviously they're in the wrong sometimes. But for your own safety, you should wait till you're in front of the judge to argue that you didn't do anything wrong, because they're not going to change their mind usually. Very rarely.
Hey, I'm a man.
Okay.
My phone ringing, you bitch ass nigga.
Ha! My phone ringing!
You tased me for what? Motherfucker. Cause you mad? You scared? You tased me for what?
You like stepped to them. You like came at them like, ugh, like that. And that's when they tased you. You acted like you were about to attack them. So, yeah. It looked very unpleasant. I would be upset too.
Cause you scared?
No, I'm not scared.
I'm trying to calm him down.
I told you. I told you to back up. I told you to back up.
Why are you saying to me, I did nothing wrong?
I don't know, you're drunk, but I need you to stop kicking.
Yes, do not talk to the police without a lawyer. I mean, like, there's shit you're required to do. Like, you're required to identify yourself if you're being detained. So only tell them what you're required to tell them, and the rest, don't say shit. Because they're going to...
weed or whatever.
Yes! The bog! Thank you so much. Holy shnikes. The bog. I really appreciate that, man. That's really sweet. That's amazing. Yeah, and, you know, I try to meet this weekly goal. It's been a little more difficult lately, but that's going to make it way easier. So thank you so much. And I will get some. I actually just got a new vaporizer battery not too long ago. It was sent to me by a sponsor of the show, so I need to get a new cartridge for it later today. That's sweet. And also, just in case you don't know, if you do a Streamlabs and you make two, like if you do like $12 or $22 or $32, 42, 52, 62, 72, 82, 92, and 102, those donations play like a special thing, and they get really long. Like, if you do a 102, the alert for it is like 2 minutes long, and it's weirdo Jared laughing all creepy. I think it's funny. Some people are like, what the fuck is that? But anyway.
What you saying before?
I need you to stop kicking the window.
Tell me what you doing.
Well, apparently you kicked these officers.
No, I kicked out the other officers. Y'all wrong for what y'all did.
Well,
yeah, you know, it's so crazy because, you know, like, throughout my entire childhood, weed was illegal. So I never imagined that, you know, I imagined it, but I never thought in my lifetime that I would see, never in my lifetime did I think I would see weed stores that have like sales and you like can accrue points to get discounts and all that shit. That's one of the few big changes I've seen in my lifetime that I'm like, hey, we did something right. We are moving backwards in a lot of ways too, though. I am hoping Trump doesn't do shit to like fuck with weed stores nationwide too. Because he could. It's still federally illegal. Biden claimed he was going to reclassify it, and it has not been reclassified as far as I know. So...
put your leg in and just be patient, and we'll get you out of here in a second.
Oh, and the shroom company I'm working with, Schedule 35, they just released shroom gummies, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You wrong for what you did.
Okay.
How many times did I tell you to back up?
And then you walked right over to where we were. And I tried to push you back, and you started fucking
I don't want to talk no more. I don't want to talk no more.
Now he doesn't want to talk. He wanted to talk so much at the beginning.
I don't want to talk no more.
You shouldn't have talked at all.
I'm on your side, man. I'm trying to calm him down. I don't want to talk no more. Hey, worry about your kids, man. Worry about your kids. That's all. Worry about your kids, man. Because you're bogus. You're a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't getting that wrong. I want to go home.
But you were just kicking the window.
I got to go to work, officer.
Okay. I got to go to work. He is too trash to go to work anywhere.
Well, if you break my window, that's a felony. So I need you to stop kicking the window.
I can't let that shit.
You were kicking this. That's why I opened the door. Well, we got a camera right up there.
Is she broke?
Okay. But I don't want you to. Because I don't want you to get charged with a felony.
Okay, leave me alone.
Okay, well, just put your foot in and we'll get you out of handcuffs here in a second once we get your buddy taken care of.
I gotta work.
Okay, we'll get you to work.
That's my homie. He's drunk. I'm trying to control him. And you tase me, you dumbass motherfucker. I'm trying to control him all night. You could. You tase me like I'm a fucking goofy, bro.
Wow, whoever edited this video has a sense of humor.
Like I'm on that bullshit. But his camera's on every. I don't gotta talk about it. My lawyer they gonna have to worry about it.
Yeah, they always say they're going to, like, contact their lawyer and sue the police. Always, always, always.
We're trying to deal with him. Okay, I don't want to fight with you right now.
I have respect for you.
Okay, so let me give you two. Just let me talk to him. Put your.
Why you have respect for me? I
I'm not disrespecting you. I'm trying to be very nice with you. If you could put your foot in, and then I will let you out here in a second.
Yeah, so like, I don't even think they're going to arrest him. I think they're just detaining him at this point, even though he did, like, slap them. He like, hit them, not hard, but, like, enough. But I think they're planning on letting him go. The other guy, I don't know, because they tased the shit out of him.
Okay, but I can't if this is open. So if you just help me out, just put your foot in, okay? And then we will get you out of the handcuffs and we'll take care of that. Okay, so just please put your foot in.
Let me out these cuffs right now. Let me out the cuffs right now. Let me out the cuffs right now. I never did nothing bullshit. I'm trying to stop that man from with you, bro. You came walking up to him like.
I like how he's like snitching on his friend. He's like, it was my friend who was the problem, and I was just trying to help you guys.
You need to back up, and then he just.
He shoved you?
Bro, you tased. Bro, you tased. I never been tased a day in my life, bro.
Now you have. You can't say that. That's not a true statement.
For no situation, bro.
No, man.
Bro, you bogus as hell.
And don't kick the window, please. Thank you. You gotta move your foot a little bit more. I want to close it. Just a little bit. There you go. All right, cool. Thank you.
You tased me for me stopping my homie, bro. I'm trying to stop him from being belligerent towards you, motherfucker. What the fuck wrong with you, boy? It's no disrespect, but it's just bogus ass shit, bro. You tased me, right? You fucked up. You know that, right? You fucked up.
I'm gonna ride. I mean, he's gotta go to the hospital. I'll ride with him. All right, let's stand down.
Y'all bogus as hell,
Let's
bro.
stand down.
Y'all bogus as hell, boy. Boy, I'm gonna knock one of y'all teeth out y'all mouth, boy. It's crazy, bro.
Okay.
Cameras everywhere.
Yep, we got body cams too.
Have a seat, boss. Yeah, know that. That's a fact. Yes, that's fact. Okay. Look, sit down. Across the street. Put your feet up. Scoot back. You tased me for what? Because the car recorded you the whole time.
Yeah, no, so
y'all don't even know that.
Lean back. That's why we got these.
You don't know that.
All right. These are running. This is a better view.
The suspect in the squad car continues to kick the door, so officers need to switch him to a different vehicle.
Come on.
Okay, they're not letting him go.
Yeah, I love you. You don't love me. You love your mama.
You love your mama.
Watch your feet. Step up there. Step up there. Step up. Lift your foot up. Let's go. Step up here. Come on. Big step. Come on. Step up here. Step up.
They brought in the paddy wagon for him.
Please?
No.
You're just step up or you're going to get pushed in.
Let me know. No, read my rights.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not an insult to tell someone they love their mother. It's true. I just think he's wasted. He probably won't even remember this. Because at the beginning of the video, he was like, swaying every which way.
I'll read them to you once you step in.
So fuck me. You're a bitch.
All right, can you please step in?
This motherfucker hurt me.
You can't be transferred like that. Hold on now. Let's try to get him on the side door. Step up, step up, step up, step up.
What you doing?
Let's try to get him on the side door.
I ain't did nothing wrong. Read my rights. Read my rights. I ain't did nothing wrong. Why y'all doing this to me?
All right, watch your knees. Tuck your knees in. Tuck your knees in.
If you try and grab an officer's taser, don't be surprised when you get tased. Hey.
Oh yeah, this guy, he always does the recap. And I'm not saying he's bad at it. I just I'm not completely interested. He did get pepper sprayed and arrested.
Simple report. So today we have a case out of Illinois, a damaged car and two men that appear to be intoxicated. And as police try and deal with the situation, he pushes the officer's hand away. Then, as the officer is dealing with him, his friend attempts to intervene and literally tries to smack the officer's taser out of his hand. He actually feints like he's going to assault the officer.
Yep, that's what sealed the deal.
And squares up.
I would not be laughing if it happened to me, but it's funny how they go stiff and just fall. There's something about the electric shock that makes them stiffen up, but then they lose their balance and fall.
On him in a fighting stance and eventually gets tased. Now, tasing is a critical tool in law enforcement's arsenal. It's designed to incapacitate a suspect without causing permanent harm. When deployed, a taser delivers a high voltage shock that disrupts muscle control, allowing officers to gain compliance quickly. However,
all right, I'm gonna watch the next one here. What were their charges? They usually wrap it up at the end. Felony battery to a police officer, 2 counts of resisting a police officer, 1 against Officer Williams, and 1 count of resisting for me, blah, 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 assault. Felony battery, they both got battery. 2 counts of obstructing. I think that's the guy who got tased with the yellow highlight. All right, let's watch this compilation. This is the other side of it. This is, you know, cops looking dumb. Cops thinking they know the law and not actually knowing it, or at least trying to abuse the law, hoping that the citizen that they're encountering doesn't know it.
Today, we'll be looking at these cops getting humiliated by these lawyers who knew the law much more than the officers. Starting off, we have a lawyer named Grisham who is voicing his concerns against police officers harassing some of the bikers. Let's get into this video and see how the sergeant handles the situation with the lawyer.
None of your business? Yeah, none of your business? None of your business? I don't answer questions. And if you solicit a trespass, I'll sue your ass. You can't solicit a trespass.
Yeah, see, I don't know what solicit a trespass means.
But go ahead and try. I understand you don't like free speech and you hate accountability. I got a camera. It's the most deadly weapon to a cop, is the camera. Oh, darn, you can't trespass me.
I see. Okay, I know what he means by solicit a trespass. They were trying to go into that building to be like, hey, this guy out here, he's on your property and we want him to leave. Can you trespass him so we can arrest him? That's what he's trying to do. That is such a bitch tactic to do. Just because they don't like him there observing what they're doing.
Sucks. It's none of your business if I'm supposed to be here. I can be wherever I want. It's public. Yeah, this is public.
How's it going, man? I'm Sergeant Claire.
I don't care. I'm not going to shake your hand.
No?
You're over here harassing people.
I'm going to give you my card, though.
Okay, I'll take your card.
Yeah. You got a card or anything?
Nope. I'm not going to identify.
Who are you with?
Myself.
Yourself?
Yeah.
Are you a lawyer? Or?
I'm a lawyer.
A lawyer? Okay. Are you the same one that was on the phone the other day, I guess?
Probably.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough, man.
If you've been harassing my guys, then I'm the lawyer you've been talking to.
It's not harassment, man.
It's harassment. This is harassment.
How's it harassment?
It's harassment because, why? Because he's got a sweater on?
No. Do you know why they got pulled over?
I know why why is the gang unit pulling these guys over? I know exactly why you're doing it.
We're a gang unit.
Yeah, they're not a gang.
Those are documented gang members.
That's not a documented gang.
It is a documented.
Now, have you not read the case law on this issue? The case.
Oh, God. See, I love these. I love when cops think they know what they're doing or they try to flex on someone and it doesn't go well for them.
Law on this.
The problem with this is these guys are really brave, you know, because cops do lose their temper and, you know, you can be falsely arrested. They can make shit up.
Get it out of my car?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so you can get my car, don't you? No, you'll see it in court. Don't worry, because I'm going to be suing every single one of you. It's in this district, too, so you might want to look up your own district.
Sergeant Claire quickly backs down after discovering that Grisham is a lawyer and decides not to press trespassing charges against him. Next up, we have Officer Malazzo from Cook County, who was sued by a woman when he tried to detain her as she was doing a suspicious act of taking pictures.
Hey, ma'am.
Oh, yeah, this shit. I've seen this one as a standalone video. You can't take pictures of a building from a public sidewalk.
You know this is a public building?
Exactly, that's why I'm recording it.
It's also a court facility.
Yep.
Which there is a judicial law or judicial order that says that you cannot tape this building.
Can I see that order?
Yes, come on in. We're going to check your IDs too.
Oh, no, I'm not going in.
Oh yeah, no. We're going to run you too.
No, that's all
right. We're going to get your name. We're going to do a report and everything. So come on in.
No.
No, yeah, you're going to come in now.
Am I being detained?
Yes.
For what?
Because right now you are doing something suspicious.
Being suspicious is not a crime. They can't detain you for suspicion. Like, they have to have a crime that they're suspecting you of doing. Just being suspicious in of itself isn't a crime.
That's not a reason to detain anybody.
Well, it is for dinner. Come on.
It's really not.
Let's go
so
inside,
I'm just going
Nat.
to stay here and continue recording.
Okay. You're going to come in and we're going to find out who you are and what you're doing here.
No, you're not.
Okay. All right, who's got cuffs?
she does not want to go agreeably. Okay?
I'm being detained for just taking pictures of the building.
Yes, ma'am. You're doing something suspicious, and we need to know who you are and why you're doing it. Okay?
Are you familiar with the First Amendment?
Yes. I am.
Really? Put
Let's
your hands
go in.
behind your back.
Come on.
Wow.
I tried to do this nicely.
The same officer was set for a trial later and was absolutely taken to the cleaners by the lawyer.
Do you recognize the young lady seated to my right?
Yes.
And who is she?
Amanda Burquist.
And when did you come to know her?
March of last year.
And how did you come to know her?
We observed her outside. We stopped her and detained her.
Why'd you detain her?
For suspicious activity.
What crime did you suspect her of committing?
For suspicious activity.
We suspected her of violating the judicial order, videotaping in and around the building.
And
she wasn't in the building.
Did you say and around the building?
Yes.
Does the judicial order actually say the words and around, or is that your own words?
That was what we were told at the time.
Who told you that?
I don't recall.
God, what a piece of shit. I hate it. I hate it. But at least he got taken to task, but he probably didn't get in trouble for it. He probably got a paid vacation or something. That's what happens a lot of the times.
Well, it's very important to know, so I need you to really dig deep and try to remember who told you that the policy is to detain people taking pictures outside of the building, please.
It was just the standard policy dating back to after 9/11.
So you received some sort of training, or was it a phone call? How is it that you first learned after 9/11 that you're supposed to detain people?
Yeah, because of 9/11, you can't take a film of a video from outside. That's ridiculous. If I can see it from a public sidewalk, I can take a picture or film it.
Taking pictures outside of the building.
That was the policy that we were told back then.
By who?
Back when?
After 9/11.
Okay, so you were told this in 2001?
Approximately.
And you haven't been told that since?
Not that I can recall.
How is it that you became aware of the policy? Did somebody tell you? Did somebody post it? Was it an email?
Far as back I remember, it would have been the
far as back as I remember.
Chief Deputy Robert Beavers.
Robert Beavers. That sounds like an old, 1970s porn actor name.
Okay.
I can hear the wah pedal in my mind when I think of Robert Beavers.
And when would that have been?
After 2001.
Where's Robert Beavers now?
He's dead.
Oh, how convenient. A guy who's now dead told you something. How convenient.
Have you discussed this case with anybody else in preparation for today other than your lawyer?
No.
All right. Have you reviewed?
I realized Weiss drug use size. Either he has breathing issues due to being fat and lazy, or he has an anxiety issue or something that makes his blood pressure go up, making hard for him to breathe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I notice, Chris Chan size a lot. I don't know what it is. I don't want to try to diagnose him, but it is kind of a weird, it's almost like a tic. But I'm not sure what causes it.
Anything?
Just my offense incident reports.
You didn't review the actual policy or the judicial order that you referred to?
No.
It could be the TISMs, but I don't know. Maybe.
Interrogation goes on, it becomes evident that Officer Malazzo has a limited understanding of the legal rights and was educated on the subject from the lawyer.
This about Ms. Berquist taking pictures outside of the courthouse? Okay, so if I understand what you're saying that unless you know why somebody's videotaping the court, it is automatically suspicious.
Yes.
Okay, so anybody recording the building, unless you know why, is acting suspiciously, right?
Yes.
And you could detain them, right?
Well, we could stop and ask them what they're doing.
And then if they refuse...
You can stop and ask them what they're doing, yeah, and they don't have to answer.
To provide ID, then you can detain them.
Yes.
Officer Malazzo was charged with $15,000 as the settlement amount.
Did they say 15 or 50?
Well, we could stop and ask them what they're doing.
And then if they refuse to provide ID, then you can detain them.
Yes.
Officer Milazzo was charged with
15,000. I mean, it says 15. It sounded like the narrator said 50, but the caption says 15. I mean, that's not, $15,000 isn't bad. It does suck that she got arrested and shit, and he probably didn't get in trouble for it.
$1,000 is the settlement amount. DUI defense attorney Larry Foreman cross-examines Officer Shannon Oliver from the Eddyville Police Department, who issued a DUI charge to his client without having any video or blood alcohol level evidence. Let's see what unfolds during the questioning of the cop.
One of the things that you were taught as a future police officer is how to write citations.
Yes.
Right? Citations are important because they document what happened with this particular case.
Yes.
Right? And so you were taught that they must be accurate,
Yes.
complete,
Yes.
and truthful.
Yes.
Right? Those are the three core principles.
Yes.
Because in the future, people would rely on the citation, on the information that you included in the citation, correct?
Correct.
So, and in this case, by the way, you did not have any type of body camera or in-car camera of any sort.
No.
Denmarkian update. I think I have the man flu. I ordered sushi as my final meal just in case.
Please don't die. We need you around. We need the Denmarkians here.
Not complete any supplement.
And thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're almost at 50% already. Only been streaming for 40 minutes. Thank you.
Supplemental reports in this case.
No.
So all the evidence that you have completed and documented in this case rests in this uniform citation. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
As the interrogation continues, the officer is unable to recall key details about the incident. However, Larry Foreman doesn't hold back and goes for the throat this time.
One of the most common indicators that you look for in your training, and you've already alluded to this, you said, and you wrote it in the citation, his speech seemed slurred, right?
Yes.
Have you ever met Mr. Fernandez before the night of the encounter on August 21st, 2020?
I haven't, no.
Are you familiar with his speaking patterns, the way he speaks?
No.
Does he have like a speech impediment, or like did he have a stroke or something?
So you had no frame of reference
No.
as to how he's speaking to you?
No.
Now, some other common indicators that you look for in an individual who you suspect to be under the influence are, for example, bloodshot eyes, right?
Yes.
You did not see Mr. Fernandez having bloodshot eyes in this case, correct?
Not that I recall, no.
Another indicator is having a flushed face.
Can be.
Mr. Fernandez did not have a flushed face on the night of August 21st, 2020.
Not that I recall.
The trial concludes when Officer Shannon admits that he unjustly accused Mr. Fernandez of a DUI charge.
Throughout the night with the test and everything. So, and it's based on my judgment and my experience that I've had over the years that I believe that he was under the influence. And
Next up, we have a photographer filming on public property at a state prison who was confronted and harassed by correctional officers who appear to be...
I remember seeing a news story not long ago about how, like, in Tennessee, they have all these... The DUI arrests are, like, through the roof there. And there's been multiple people who were arrested for DUI that weren't even drunk, and some people were like in jail for days over it.
Unaware of the laws about photography.
What's going on, man?
Just filming. How you guys doing?
How much?
What's your name? Since you're approaching me all weird, bro, why'd you approach me all weird? You slammed your brakes. I'm over here just filming, bro.
You know, you're on state property?
Yeah, which is public property.
no, it's not public property.
It's public.
State property is not public property.
property. It is. I'm not dumb. I know this. I'm filming. I already told you that twice. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna stop answering questions for no reason. What's your reason for stopping me? For coming up and talking to me? I'm over here doing nothing, not trying to hide. I'm over here filming, and then you want to come up here and slam your brakes? Don't want to identify yourself? Don't want to nothing when I asked you something, right? But you want to slam your brakes and be all intimidating. What the fuck is that for?
And our badges are on our shirts.
But that's not what I asked. I just asked him what his name was. He wanted to slam his brakes because he wanted to slam his brakes, walk up behind. I already told you. I said I'm just filming.
I said, what's the purpose of it?
There is. It's for a story. Oh, it is. It is. I know for a fact. I already know. I've done this for a living for years, bro. Don't tell me what I can do, man.
The cops showed how professional they are by labeling photography as trespassing on a public property under questionable regulations.
You guys want to stand around and intimidate me for no reason? It's not going to work with me, bro. I'm going to continue doing my story.
Are you one of them sovereign citizens?
I'm not going to answer dumb questions, bro. What's your name and badge number? Why don't you identify it verbally?
Yeah, I don't think this guy's a sovereign citizen. I think... I don't know what he's filming specifically, but he doesn't need to have a good reason. You can film anything in public. You don't need a good reason for it. To me, it's like, man, these cops are paranoid. What are they up to that they're afraid of?
Like you're supposed to. Do you tell the judge that right here? That's what you tell him?
My badge is right here.
Oh, that's what it is. So you're right here, one of those, huh? I know your cousin. He's famous. So we're live, guys, right now, just in case these guys want to violate my rights. I'm over here on state property recording, and he wants to try to tell me I can't be here to film on public property.
At the end, the officers had to back down and leave. It seems like they figured out that they aren't dealing with any random person, but someone who is well aware of the law.
Here's one. There ended up being a lawsuit about this. It was a college student got arrested for a DUI and he doesn't even drink.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Right now you're being placed under arrest for operating while intoxicated, okay?
I'm not intoxicated. Sir, I'm not intoxicated. I blew zeros.
An Iowa teenager is suing his hometown after he says he was arrested for an OWI while he was completely sober.
You know, when he accused me of being drunk, that's when I got really confident because I knew it was going to go one way and it was going to go my way.
19-year-old Taven Galanakis is a freshman at William Penn University, where he's a wide receiver for the school's football
Long-time listener,
team.
first-time donor. Appreciate you keeping me entertained during work. Let's reach 50%.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. And we're so close. Can't do it without you guys. You guys are amazing. Give the stream a like too if you haven't already.
But on the weekend of August 28th last year, he was about an hour north in his hometown.
I like the name too, by the way.
Newton, Iowa.
Yeah, so I was coming home from one of my friend's house. We were just watching some football, and I looked around like, I think it was 11:30 if I can remember right. And I had a headlight out, so it was raining, it was cloudy and all of that, really dark. So I used my brights.
Galanakis says one of his headlights was out, so he put on his brights within city limits. That's when Newton police officer Nathan Winters pulled him over.
Hi there.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Good.
My name's Officer Winters with the Newton Police Department. The reason I pulled you over is because you have your bright lights on.
Yeah, you'll see it, but they're like, oh, you have your brights, so I pulled you over. And then they're like, oh, you're drunk. And then he blows zero, and they're like, oh, you must be high then.
Yeah, I have a headlight out, so I just keep my brights on.
Okay, well that's not legal.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Yeah, I turn when a car comes by, I turn them off, but like.
Yeah, it's like, so give him a ticket for that. The law he actually broke.
Well, you didn't with me.
Oh, you weren't close enough though. You were a while back.
It has to be within 500 feet.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
And you're not supposed to have your brights on in the city limits.
My fault.
You got your license, registration, insurance with you?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, pulled me over. So then once he pulled me over, he began to be really hostile. And I could tell by the way, like right when he got to my window, just asking me if I had anything to drink right away. You know? So it was just one of those things I was like, it's going to be like that, so, you know.
Oh, damn. All chairs are broken? What does that mean? What does all chairs are broken mean? Rat Lord.
I try to keep my calm, keep my cool.
Where are you coming from?
Friend's house.
Okay. Anything to drink over there? Nope. I didn't hear what you said.
Is one of these? Need one of these right here?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good start. That's the registration.
Body camera video shows Galanakis give Officer Winters his license, registration, and insurance information. After that, he's asked to get out of the vehicle.
All right, that'll work. I'm gonna have you hop out with me, okay?
Cool. Car on or off?
You could probably leave the car off. Do me a favor, put your gum on your dash there.
Put my gum on my dash?
Yeah.
Officer Winters then asks Galanakis whether he has any weapons or drugs on him.
We're gonna go back here, okay? Cool. You don't have anything on you? No bombs, guns, drugs?
No bombs or no drugs.
Okay, let's go back here.
After that, the officer leads Galanakis into the front seat of his squad car.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
None.
None. Zero. I guess he didn't even drink at all. I think he might have been too young to drink, too. I think they said, he was like 19 or 20? Which is like, it's perfectly, I mean, like, college students, 18, 19, 20 drink all the time. Obviously, it's technically not legal, which I think is dumb. Yeah, 19.
What do you mean none?
I had nothing to drink, okay?
What do you mean none? Nothing. He means nothing. Nothing. That's what it means. Nothing.
Why would your eyes be watery and bloodshot?
Do you want to blow me real quick?
I don't.
Oh my God. He didn't mean it that way, but you want to blow me real quick?
I'll blow you.
Well, I told him that. I said, hey.
I don't understand the chairs thing. Did I say it was racist? I don't remember saying that, but I don't understand the all chairs thing.
Blow me. And then he turned it into something sexual right after that. So at that point, I know who I'm talking to. He's not really professional.
Galanakis tells Law and Crime Network he wanted to take a breathalyzer exam right away because he didn't have anything to drink.
When he accused me of being drunk, that's when I got really confident because I knew it was going to go one way and it was going to go my way. So I confidently said, hey, let's take that breathalyzer test. And
on the body camera video, Galanakis can be heard repeatedly asking to take a breathalyzer test.
Let's do the breath now. You 2 for 2. And make sure. Blow me too, man. Give me a little blow.
I will.
Blow zeros.
I will here in a minute.
Let's blow real quick. Stop doing all these damn tests. Let's blow. Let's get to business.
But first, Officer Winters asks Galanakis to perform a series of field sobriety tests.
Can you see my finger clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I know the drill.
All right, so I want you to put your left foot on the line. Okay. Take your right foot, put it in front of your left foot, with the heel of your right foot touching the toe of your left foot, just like this, okay?
But when Galanakis performs a walking test, Officer Winters can be heard saying he's not following directions.
Off one.
Yeah, this is all based on their subjective interpretation of whether or not they failed. That's why the sobriety test is basically just created to make people fail.
So you want to get to 9. I guess, so how do I turn?
Take a series of small steps. Stops walking 13 steps. Improper turn. How many steps did I say to take?
Like 8 or 9?
I said 9. Why'd you take 14 and then 15?
I thought you were going to tell me when to turn.
I said to count your steps out loud.
And I try to recall directions like, hey, can you tell me again?
Yeah, they make it complicated on purpose. It's just stupid.
He wanted to state them clearly, so I tried my best, and he said I took 1 extra step. When on the 9-step test, he said I took 1 extra step. And I guess that's how he determined if I was drunk or high.
Galanakis admits he may have slipped up on the tests because he was nervous at the time.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe I slurred my words, a little bit because I was...
Don't even admit to that. Like, you did everything fine.
But yeah, that's just basic nerves, you know what I'm saying?
All right, during this, keep your arms down your side. Why are you shaking so much?
It's freezing, man. Look at you, you got all these clothes on, and I got shorts on and it's raining. And you false accusing me, so of course I'm gonna be a little nervous. Yeah. You got nothing to say.
After this, Galanakis is asked to perform multiple other field sobriety tests.
Is that 6 inches to you?
Yep.
How did I tell you to count?
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. I honestly forgot how you told me, but I'm doing this pretty well.
So, just follow my finger with your eyes and your eyes only and don't move your head, okay?
Gotcha.
After telling Galanakis he's likely impaired,
you're showing some very strong signs of impairment.
Am I?
Officer Winters finally performs a breathalyzer test.
All right, what I want you to do is make a tight seal around this and blow outwards like you're blowing up a balloon, okay?
Cool.
All right.
You ready?
Yep. Okay, you can relax. So I'm going to read you Miranda, okay? Right now you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
While Officer Winters does not tell Galanakis the results of the test,
He didn't even tell him that it was 0. So he kind of...
the zeros can be seen on the body camera video. After that, he asks Galanakis when the last time he smoked weed was.
When's the last time you smoked weed?
Really fishing for an arrest here.
I do not remember that.
Tonight?
No.
Okay, well I think it's tonight.
I've had no weed tonight.
He plays football and he gets tested, so he'd get kicked off the team.
What? Why do you think it's tonight? Why do you think I smoked? I blew zeros, so now you're trying to think I smoke weed. That's what's going on. You can't do that, man. You really can't do that.
Absolutely I can.
Is he allowed to do that? Yes, he is. So I blow zeros and you suspect drugs now.
Officer Winters again tells Galanakis he shows signs of being impaired.
I would, during my field sobriety, it is indicative of impairment. So let's be honest.
I'm being honest.
You smoked some weed at your friend's house?
No.
You hit a pin?
Nope.
Okay.
Really fishing hard.
Why is your field sobriety so poor?
What?
Why is your field sobriety so poor? And why are you so lethargic and slow moving and speaking with a slurred speech? And your eyes are watery and your eyes are bloodshot.
You know why they're watery? Probably because we're in rain right now, dumbass.
Galanakis tells the officer he doesn't smoke because he's on the college football team.
No weed. I don't smoke weed. I play college football. I told you that. We get tested every Friday.
Okay.
Don't smoke weed.
Today's Saturday.
He's trying so hard.
Okay, it's 30. Weed stays on your for 30 days. So if I did a test next week, I'd be off the football team.
Body camera video then shows Officer Winters speaking with another officer, saying Galanakis hesitated when answering about smoking.
I said, when's the last time you smoked weed? And he hesitated for a long period of time and said, I honestly can't remember.
When Officer Winters comes back out of his squad car, he places Galanakis under arrest.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Right now you're being placed under arrest for operating while intoxicated, okay?
I'm not intoxicated. Sir, I'm not intoxicated. I blew zeros.
So I ended up getting put in cuffs because I blew.
I'm wondering if there are quotas for this or like incentives or pay raises or anything like that.
Zeros, and I get taken back to the department, and at that point, you know, it's real life. It's not a prank.
Galanakis is taken to the Newton Police Department where he continues to maintain.
There shouldn't be quotas for that. Like, it's not like a sales job, you know, like getting people into the criminal justice system shouldn't be a quota-based thing.
Sobriety.
Taser, hello. I didn't do anything wrong either. Okay. He made me blow at blue zeros and now he's accusing me on drugs.
A drug recognition expert later determined Galanakis was not intoxicated at the time he was pulled over. Galanakis requested the body camera video after his arrest and decided to post it to social media. Galanakis' edited body camera video now has more than 1 million views on YouTube.
When I posted the video to Facebook and all of that, the whole town was telling me about their similar, you know, experiences and all that. And if I'm seeing all these comments about people saying they're dealing with the same thing from the same police department, we got a mess to clean up. And I feel like that's my job. With the exposure I got to clean up the mess. And I'm okay with doing that. Well, with the publicity my video got, I really hope, it upbrings the corruption in Newton and other towns that have this, like, similar issues. But yeah, with the exposure of the video, I think it should just show them, like, hey, we need to do something better. Because what they're doing is not right.
Gallinakis tells Law and Crime Network he decided to pursue legal action after an outpouring of support online.
I really started getting inboxes on Facebook, Instagram, and all of that, not from lawyers, but from people that wanted me to talk to their lawyer. So it was just like maybe the lawyer's family members reached out to me saying, hey,
it's like a 19-year-old college student wouldn't normally have the money to sue a police department.
Really good lawyer, blah, blah, blah.
Well, maybe his parents, but...
Gallinakis filed a lawsuit in U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Iowa against the city of Newton and its police department. The court documents
Look, yeah, he got an award.
Alleged Gallinakis' civil rights were violated and that the department is guilty of false arrest.
That cop looked wide. Like wider than usual.
Newton and its police department.
He almost looks like his photo was stretched out.
I contended you content and content. The train one is insane. #content. #sushi gone. #still alive.
Thank you for still being alive. Thank you, Denmarkian citizen. I appreciate it. We're almost there. Amazing.
The court documents allege Gallinakis' civil rights were violated and that the department is guilty of false arrest. Law and Crime Network reached out to the Newton Police Department for an interview, but were told they have no comment at this time. Officer Nathan Winters is still employed with the department. Reporting for Law and Crime Network, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
All right. Yeah, you should lose your job after doing something like that. The body cam shows he like tried to find a reason to arrest him. Let's do what's this one?
You know why I'm contacting you? Not a single clue. Not a clue?
On the night of December 3rd, Fort Collins police stopped...
Do you know why I'm doing this?
Elias because the officer said he didn't yield the right of way to pedestrians in a crosswalk.
How much alcohol have you had tonight? Is there a reason why you don't answer questions?
Legally, Harris knows he doesn't have to answer most questions, and he has a reason for not trusting police.
I can smell a faint odor of alcohol coming from...
You can't prove what someone else does or doesn't smell. This is how cops used to search people because they're like, oh, I smell weed, so now let me search you.
From your...
And oftentimes there was no weed anywhere.
From your breath or your person.
And then the fact that you say you smell alcohol is a lie. It's an outright lie.
Harris Elias says the arrest had him seething.
I was angry.
I'd be like, maybe the smell of alcohol is coming from you then.
I had heard this song and dance before.
Heard this song and dance before nearly 2 years earlier in Loveland.
So the reason I asked you out of the car is obviously I could smell an overwhelming odor of alcohol.
Overwhelming.
That was a Loveland police officer.
And this is in Colorado.
Arrested Elias despite the breathalyzer results.
I understand that you blew triple zeros, so that leads me to believe that there's something else going on.
Blood results for alcohol or drugs would later show not detected. So, fast forward to December 2021, when Elias would again be placed in the back of a police car for DUI.
Jesus Christ!
Elias says the officer slammed the door on his knee, which becomes significant later at the jail.
We are at the jail now. We're going to start our breath test.
Officer Jason Hafferman turns off his body cam audio just as he's about to...
So fucking crooked.
Elias, the breathalyzer...
Let me turn off the camera before I do some illegal shit.
...test. When he turns the audio back on...
Are you needing immediate medical attention to where we need to go to the hospital now?
He offers to take Elias to the hospital to have his knee examined. And because breathalyzers have to be conducted within 2 hours of a traffic stop, this means he can demand a blood draw from Elias instead of just the breathalyzer.
They use that as, in my opinion, a pretext to avoid getting the immediate results on the breath test and to go for the bigger fishing expedition with the blood results at the hospital.
Attorney Sarah Schelke says blood results for alcohol and drug came back not detected once again, exonerating her clients.
Police retaliate against people who don't immediately do whatever they tell them to do.
Do you think officers maybe
That's a huge problem.
have an unconscious bias to think when a guy won't answer questions, he must be hiding something?
Well, that's part of our training. We make sure that that's not the case.
We asked Fort Collins Police Chief Jeff Swoboda if it was appropriate for his officer to mute his body cam just as he was about to give Harris Elias a breathalyzer.
Yeah, he muted it when he got on the phone, and that's one of the things we're looking into as to what was the muting for. The policy.
It's one of the things we're looking into.
He does allow us to mute the body camera.
We'll put him on a paid vacation while we look into that.
Harris Elias says the arrest was worse than the Loveland incident because he spent 3 days in jail before he was allowed to bond out and had to deal with Child Protective Services. Because his teenage son was in the car when he was arrested, he was charged with child abuse.
Wow. That is fucked up. Child abuse. I mean, does that mean that, like, Child and Family Services could come and take his kid away?
As a single dad, to have that sort of intervention and a criminal charge is absolutely terrifying. They were threatening my family.
It was his girlfriend who had to pick up his son at the arrest scene.
Either he's getting blood or breath for DUI, so it's one of the two. Yeah. So it's.
He hasn't been drinking. He's been like doing my electrical in my basement.
I'm sorry.
Sorry is exactly what Harris Elias would like to hear from Fort Collins Police.
And at the end, if there is something that we ever have done inappropriately, I'm not above apologizing to people.
Chief Swoboda says anytime DUI results come back negative, his department...
This music is so ominous.
...does an internal review.
It's concerning that later it came back that he didn't consume any, but that doesn't mean that the officer didn't smell alcohol inside the car on his breath, or on his person.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why you need real evidence instead of just someone claiming they smelled it.
But Chief, isn't that exactly what it means?
No, you could have alcohol on your body. Somebody spills on you. You're smelling something.
I want accountability from the top down. I want them to know that these issues matter.
He smelled it on himself.
So you want to know what's really shocking is what we learned after interviewing Harris Elias and the police chief. Turns out this one officer is responsible for 8 other DUI cases where the blood results came back negative, and another case where a judge says Officer Hefferman lacks credibility. So much more to this story coming up for you tonight at 10.
All right, we're looking forward to that. Real quick before you go, you were able to track down other people arrested by this officer, maybe in the same situation?
Correct, yeah. We actually interviewed 4 other men, all of whom say Hefferman should be fired. He's now the focus of an internal affairs investigation, but he has not been suspended. We're going to show you the body cam. You can decide for yourself if this officer had probable cause or not.
All right. Here's another one. I think this is another like local news story. Yeah.
The city of Commerce has fired an officer after he repeatedly charged innocent drivers with being drunk or on drugs.
This comes after an I-Team investigation questioned why one DUI arrest happened, even though nearly a dozen breath tests showed 0 signs of alcohol. An expert tells Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis a lot of this is due to a department putting too much trust in the judgment of one police officer. Randy joins us now here on set with more. Randy.
Yeah, Tom and Courtney, imagine driving home from work or school and a police officer pulls you over for a busted taillight. You're not on drugs, but the officer is convinced otherwise. How do you prove to him you're not?
I got you not being able to maintain your lane.
Oh, because he looks like Uncle Elmer the farmer. He's like, he must be drunk.
All right. And my field sobriety is showing me you're impaired.
Do you think this Commerce man is on drugs?
Have you smoked anything?
No.
What about?
Yeah, the smoking thing, because it's harder to detect if someone's high. It like they're using that now as like, oh well, you were high, you're not drunk.
This Athens woman.
They say that I've been drinking and on drugs.
If you guess they're both sober, your judgment is better than a cop supposedly trained to spot drunk drivers.
With you not being able to maintain lane, I feel you are impaired. So you are.
I feel you are impaired.
Blood tests eventually proved they had no drugs in their systems and their charges were dismissed. But that was months after Commerce police.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Officer Cody Wood started them down a road of humiliation. He's now been fired.
He locked me up in front of my child. And I wasn't under influence of anything. But
Shaquila Usher, Logan Phillips, and Christian Exxon are 3 of the dozen others whose DUI drug cases were also dismissed earlier this month.
Instead of giving him a ticket for the taillight, he got a ticket and went to jail for something he didn't do.
Logan and Christian say Wood never took them for a blood test. Shaquila's results were not back by the time she went to court.
He asked me if I was taking anything. I was like, no. Why would I said, no. Sir, why would I be taking anything? He was like, well, your eyes dilated. I'm like, how?
How do you prove you're not under the influence of narcotics?
You can't.
All the dismissed cases
It's true, because they'll just be like, oh, you seem like you're high. And it's all up to their subjective interpretation, and they could just outright lie. They can be wrong, and they can just outright lie.
Wood. In his reports, he wrote that the driver failed various field sobriety tests. The walk and turn.
Field sobriety tests are just bullshit. The test, like I was saying earlier, the test was created for people to fail it.
Leg stand. The horizontal gaze.
So you're saying you don't do drugs? No, sir. All right, sir. I'm getting the nystagmus in your eyes, and you didn't pass either one of them. The walk and turn.
The officer has to make a determination. Obviously, he's trying to do, he or her trying to make the best decision and make sure that people aren't driving on the roadways impaired.
Mike Blute teaches DUI enforcement for all Georgia police officers. Wood took his advanced class last September. We asked Blute to review some of his former students' bad DUI arrests, including one where he still arrested someone after blowing 0 on 10 different breath alcohol tests.
I don't know if I'd use the word
10 different. Wow.
Alarmed, maybe. I don't know what the proper word is on this one.
He couldn't tell from the videos whether the drivers actually failed the eye tests, as Wood claimed, a key finding for impairment. Blute says what he did not see is a road cop.
I like this guy's aesthetic. I like his overalls.
But a police department clearly in need of more training.
When it comes to DUI enforcement, one thing means nothing. It's got to be it. And every officer's always heard this. It's the totality of the circumstances. Most officers err on the side of caution rather than, arrest.
Everyone I used to go to school with still don't think I actually did this. That I really had a DUI and was that dumb.
The amount of people that he's arrested, it was bound to come back to him. I think it's karma.
Then there's the evidence against Kenyon Rollins, who's still waiting for his case to go to court.
It looked like you got something green up your nose. He said, I'm going to have to charge you with under the influence of drugs.
Green? What was green? Was he snorting weed? Did he grind up weed and do a rail?
Because of what you had up your nose?
Yeah. There was nothing up my nose, period. But I was thinking, what just happened? How could he do this? And,
Well, in a statement announcing his termination, the City of Commerce said some of Wood's arrests were, quote, made in error, and he failed to, quote, adhere to supervisor direction. I reached out to Officer Wood. He did not reply to a request for comment. And by the way, the GBI was asked to come in and investigate all of these cases, and they turned down the City of Commerce because they said they didn't see any criminal activity on the part of the officer.
Oh, there's nothing worse than being accused of something you didn't do, Randy.
Right.
Do drivers even need to submit to these field sobriety tests?
Well, you need to submit to a breath or blood test if you're arrested, because that's the whole implied consent. You turn that down, you could lose your driver's license for a certain amount of time, but you don't have to submit to the field sobriety.
It is weird that you're required by law to submit your bodily fluids to them. But drunk people shouldn't be driving, so I get that. There's no other way to determine it. It's really hard to tell if someone's high or not.
Sobriety test, you can say no, and a lot of people can't do those tests. They can't lift their leg up for a certain number of seconds, or and clearly this officer did not understand the signs that he was being given, because these people were innocent, and he thought they were not. He thought they were impaired.
All right. Well, it sounds like
he's seeking out impaired people, so he's either just outright lying or he's fooling himself into believing it because that's what his job pays him to do.
Some progress is being made on that front.
And I think some more dismissals are coming.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. Randy, thanks.
Randy. Okay.
We'll still head to.
What is this one from?
Tonight, the city of Newton and 3 of its police officers are now countersuing.
This is the football player that got arrested here when he blew 0.0. He sued the cops for doing this to him, and they sued him back for defamation.
A college student for defamation. Taven Galanakis sued the city, saying the officers violated his constitutional rights when he was pulled over and arrested. Police say he failed a sobriety test, but a drug recognition expert determined that Galanakis was not intoxicated. According to the new lawsuit, the city says Galanakis made false complaints against 2 of the police officers.
I wonder what the follow-up to this was. This was a couple years ago. It's fucked up that they're countersuing him for defamation. A counter suit. This is THP troopers sued for arresting sober driver for DUI.
I'm just saying, if you have falsely arrested him, you're going to be in trouble.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, he's getting chewed out by the guy's mom in this one.
I promise you, because I know my son.
Body camera footage shows a mother's outrage as her son is arrested for a crime he did not commit. Tonight, 2 THP troopers are being sued in federal court.
They arrested a Tennessee man for DUI who was sober the entire time. It's the latest development in Jeremy Finley's sobering problem investigations, where he's finding sober Tennesseans arrested for DUI.
Can you get back in your vehicle for me?
Okay, I will.
Ask yourself this about your mom.
What's the problem?
If you'd been arrested on the interstate and your mother happened to drive by and see you,
Why is my son being arrested?
For driving under the influence, ma'am.
He has not been drinking, sir.
what would your mom say? Well, in the case of Thomas Manis, who'd just been arrested for DUI while claiming he was sober,
Got anything to drink today?
his mom had plenty to say.
I'm just saying, if you have falsely arrested him, you're going to be in trouble.
Okay, ma'am.
I promise you, because I know my son.
And it turns out mother does know best. Manis was arrested and charged with DUI, but his blood work shows he was completely sober. No alcohol, no drugs. And now he's suing.
It's
both the
crazy
state troopers
how common this is.
who arrested him, citing unlawful seizure and false arrest. And it's what's once again captured on police body camera before the field sobriety test is even given that raises more questions about why police are arresting innocent people, charging them with a crime they didn't commit. Real quick, you may remember, as part of our sobering problem investigations, we showed you what a Rutherford County deputy said about a pool player he just pulled over for a DUI. Take a listen.
Never known a sober person shoot much pool. Oh, I know.
He arrested that driver.
I never known a sober person to shoot much pool.
Who ended up being sober too. Now, watch what is said about Thomas Manis last December. He was pulled over, not for swerving or speeding, but for having too dark of tinted windows in Monroe County in East Tennessee. Before the field sobriety test even begins, Trooper Billy Yates Matoy says he knows a relative of Manis's and has a suspicion about Manis.
Probably got weed, probably high.
Yeah.
Probably high.
You smoke weed today. When was the last time you smoked marijuana?
Not anytime soon. I'd say probably about 4 years ago.
So if I done a blood test on you right now,
Nothing's come back and it's come back clear. It's come back clear.
According to Manis's lawsuit, he successfully performed each field sobriety test, but
There's
still
also falsifying a police report. That's a crime too.
was charged.
Am I in custody?
So it's more than just liable. It's like falsifying a police report.
Yes, sir.
And that's a worse crime. I mean, like liable is like a civil crime.
Arrested?
Yes, sir.
It's a criminal offense for a cop to falsify a police
Driving under the
report.
influence.
Oh my gosh.
Is there any way I can do a breathalyzer and just...
We don't do breathalyzers, sir.
You can imagine what his mom had to say about that.
Did you give him a breathalyzer?
Man, we don't do breathalyzers.
Did you give him a... Then this is not right.
Ma'am?
How can you do this?
And sometimes it's not what you hear or see that says a lot. Because after the field sobriety test, Trooper Schreiner goes behind the car to talk to Trooper Yates-Matoy and turns his body cam audio off. For 30 seconds, what they talk about, we don't know. And when the tow truck driver arrives to pick up Manis's vehicle, the driver asks Schreiner this question. And the audio is once again turned off.
There should not be an option to turn the audio off. If something needs to be redacted, then it can be done after the body cam info is submitted. Like if there's personal information on it or
Jeremy,
something.
Can state troopers do that? Just turn off their audio?
Well, Marius, we asked the Tennessee Highway Patrol that. A spokesman said they can't comment because of the pending litigation. So I asked for their policy on turning off audio and why they don't use breathalyzers anymore. And we are waiting to get that. Once we get it,
Because
we'll
they can't get as many DUI arrests without
speak to Manis. His attorney,
breathalyzer.
Scott Canabos, said they couldn't comment because the case was pending.
All right. I'm going to step away for just a minute here to go to the loo really quick here. And then I will be right back. I'll see you guys in just a moment here. All right, back. We're going to watch some other stuff. Please give the stream a like if you haven't already. Here's another one. Let's see what this is all about. This is Audit the Audit. I used to watch this channel a lot.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers police dispatchers, reasonable suspicion, and harassment, and is brought to us by Livingston Audit's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. On August 30th, 2024, the owner of the Livingston Audit's YouTube channel, who we will refer to as Mr. Livingston, was standing on the public sidewalk outside of the Jolly Pumpkin Brewery in East Lansing, Michigan.
Oh, East Lansing. Yeah, I've been there before. The Jolly Pumpkin.
Filming guests who were seated on the patio. He was there because he had received a tip that officers had been illegally trespassing the local homeless population from the sidewalk in front of the restaurant. The manager of the Jolly Pumpkin requested that Mr. Livingston stop filming the guests. And when Mr. Livingston declined to do so, she called the police.
Hingham County Central Dispatch, how can I help you?
Hi, yes, I'm calling from Jolly Pumpkin. I don't know if we can do anything about this, but there's a gentleman out front of my restaurant who's recording all of my guests that are in my patio. I'd asked him to stop, and my guests are putting menus in front of their faces as they don't want me recorded.
It is weird to just randomly record people. If he's doing it, if they're outside and he's doing it in a public place, I don't think it's illegal, but it is weird. I don't think people should just be doing that.
Mistaken, and he will not stop.
Okay, is he still there now?
Yes, he said he was doing an investigation but couldn't tell me any information on it. So I said if he couldn't stop it,
The manager specifically told the dispatcher that Mr. Livingston was not on the property and that he was standing on the sidewalk in front of the business.
Nope, not illegal, not breaking the law, just weird.
Okay, do you know if he arrived on foot or in a vehicle?
He was walking to the foot.
Okay, and where is he currently in the store?
He's not in the store, he's outside. He's right in front of, my patio outside. Sidewalk.
Okay.
Sidewalk. Not
And he's
illegal.
still recording the customers?
Yep, he told me he would not stop.
The dispatcher then placed a call for...
I wouldn't do that. I've streamed, I've recorded in public, but I don't sit there and force or, focus on specific people or anything like that. I'm just walking and, I'll pass by people. Yeah, he's outside of the building, so he's not breaking a law. It is weird to just randomly film people without a reason.
Service regarding a suspicious person who was, quote, refusing to leave the Jolly Pumpkin.
We're both going to Jolly Pumpkin, 218 Albert, looking for a 45-year-old white male, a beard, sunglasses, white shirt, black pants, a smiley face on it, recording customers, refusing to leave, no weapon.
Officer Jordan Willis and Officer Brennan Sermon of the East Lansing Police Department.
It's a trendy thing for young cops and military people to have the mustaches these days. Have you noticed that? I've noticed that in the last decade here. It's a trendy thing with younger military guys and police officers to have the mustache, to have the stash.
Responded to the call, and were later joined by Sergeant Chad Steeman. Officer Willis arrived on the scene first, finding Mr. Livingston standing on the sidewalk in front of the brewery.
That definitely varies by place. I've seen cops in Seattle with beards and sleeve tattoos and shit, but yeah, other police departments don't allow facial hair or visible tattoos or anything like that.
Hey, what's up?
Good,
yourself?
Good. So we just got a call from Jolly Pumpkin here saying that they don't want you to videotape in this area right here.
Okay.
Look at his shirt. It's a stick figure holding a brain that says, "Hey, you dropped this."
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
Am I committing a crime?
So they just want you to be moved along from the premises.
Okay.
Have you been trespassed?
No, I'm not even on their property.
So this is Jolly Pumpkin's property right here.
The public sidewalk is their property? They clearly roped off what they're using.
This is for seating right here.
This is... Hey, what's up, bro?
Do you mind if I see your ID?
Have I done something wrong?
So they just want you moved
I see Michigan State University stuff because Michigan State University is in East Lansing.
So we don't know if it's up to go in there and ask them if they want you trespassed or not.
By the way, for those of you not familiar with college football, I don't really have a problem with Michigan State. It's the University of Michigan that I'm not a fan of. and that's in Ann Arbor.
On the property.
Why are they? Okay, so now they're talking to this guy, looking in his bag. Like, what the hell?
I'm not trying to make it hard for you at all.
I'm not trying to either. I just really believe that I'm on public property, not their property, and therefore I'm not committing a crime. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm taking pictures in public, which is a First Amendment right. I know. Therefore, I shouldn't be. It shouldn't be ID. I shouldn't be trespassed. I shouldn't be anything. I don't. This is where I'm at. I mean,
yeah, I understand. Ultimately, they just don't want you on their property anymore because it can kind of make other people feel uncomfortable.
It's not their property.
To stop the trespass, I'll move down to the end of their barrel, and then it's confusing to me, but then I'm off their property even though it's public sidewalk, right?
I mean, this.
Weed is legal in Michigan, so you can't get in trouble for weed. I mean, you can get in trouble for driving high.
Like their property here, they have. So if you're on like their premises here, they just don't want you around their business right now. It's making people feel uncomfortable a little bit. So, what are you taking pictures of? Just like students and stuff, or?
I was just walking along taking pictures until one of their customers called me back and a couple other things, and then I stayed.
Okay, so that's why he stayed. It's still kind of weird, but...
Well, Officer Sermon is in there right now just talking to staff about it, and if anything, they just want you moved along, so we'll just wait a minute here.
While Officer Willis explains that the Jolly Pumpkin does not want Mr. Livingston near their premises because his filming is making people uncomfortable, Officer Sermon goes inside to talk to the brewery staff. The next portion of the interaction was captured on Officer Sermon's body camera.
Hi. You looking for our manager? Whoever, yes. Okay. She'll probably be the best person to talk to.
They're soliciting a trespass. I want to go to the Jolly Pumpkin now.
We have your candy box right here, okay? Here you go. You're welcome.
Hi. Are you the one that called on him? Okay. You want him trespassed?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Of course.
All right, my man. You got your ID on you?
Have I broken the law?
No, they want you trespassed, so therefore we have the right to ID.
I have a right to leave then, right?
No. You are now being detained because you are going to be trespassed. I need to identify you before you're trespassed. In order to write you your trespass notice.
That's good they took the glasses off, man.
I love that guy. I love that guy sitting in the background there.
Alright. So you're going to trespass me from this sidewalk?
Yeah, you want me to. What's that? No, you're trespassing this establishment.
But I'm not in the establishment.
They have the right to trespass you.
I've never been on their property.
They have the right to trespass you.
So I can stay here.
The sidewalk is public.
So I can stay here.
You have
You're
a First
just
Amendment
trespassing
right?
me from walking
Correct.
inside.
Correct.
Okay. No.
I don't know why you would want to do that because they're frustrated with you.
I don't know why they would trespass me from their property without even being on their property.
He's getting trespassed from a place that he never went into.
They have the right to do that. It is a private establishment. It is a private establishment.
After asking the manager...
And then the guys behind him...
Audit the audit. The dude has an awesome narrator voice.
I like it, and I'm glad it's not just AI. A lot of people that make these kind of channels, they just download the body cam footage and then they let an AI narrator do it. This guy has a good voice. But I noticed those older guys. Thank you, by the way. We're at 50% now. That's fucking awesome. You guys are amazing. I was going to say before the dono came in that group of old guys, they seem drunk. They seem pretty wasted, which they're at, like a tap room or a bar. So it makes sense. I was overhearing what they were saying as well. I like this whole scene here. This looks like a fun area. This is like downtown in a small college town. I used to live in a small college town called Bowling Green. and they had a downtown area like this, and it was pretty much nothing but bars and restaurants and that kind of shit.
Or whether she wants to trespass Mr. Livingston without confirming if he had...
Oh shit, another one from Master Sin! Hells yeah! Hells yeah!
had ever been on the property. Officer Sermon informs Mr. Livingston that he is being detained and demands his ID. Now, although Michigan is not passed...
Why is the guy there? He claims he was just walking around filming and someone called him fat, so he stood there on the public sidewalk and started filming them. I wouldn't do that personally, and he could be lying, but, I mean, it bothered them enough because they got pissed off. So if the story is true, then fuck them for just randomly calling a guy they don't know fat. And he kind of got back at them because they got bothered enough to report it to the establishment, which called the cops on him, and now he's getting harassed by the cops.
A statewide so-called stop and identify law. Section 26-7 of the Code of the City of East Lansing states that, quote, any peace officer who encounters a person under circumstances that reasonably indicate the person has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a violation of the Code of the City of East Lansing or law of this state may detain the person to ascertain the person's identity. Any person so detained shall, upon request of the officer, state their full name and the proper spelling thereof, or, if the person so elects, communicate it to the officer by other means. The ordinance also permits an individual to be arrested for a violation of Section 26-52 of the Code of the City of East Lansing for
You're right, though. That is a good... I like his voice.
Obstructing, resisting, or hindering an officer in the discharge of their duties if they fail to comply with the officer's request for identification after they have been personally advised by an officer of their obligations to identify themselves, and that failure to comply subjects them to arrest. Additionally, courts have interpreted Michigan's state obstructing statute, which is found in Section 750.479 of the Michigan compiled laws, and specifically states that the term obstruct includes, quote, a knowing failure to comply with a lawful command, as criminalizing the refusal to identify in some circumstances. As the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Michigan explained in the 2020 case of Barrera versus City of Mount Pleasant, quote, courts have an individual refuses to identify themselves. However, as we have discussed many...
That was almost like a King Cobra, but...
times before on ATA, even in jurisdictions that have passed stop and ID laws, officers cannot constitutionally detain an individual and require identification without reasonable suspicion to believe they are involved in criminal activity. Now, we will discuss the details of whether the officers had reasonable suspicion later in this episode, but for now, it is essential to understand that the Fourth Amendment required the officers to have reasonable suspicion in order to detain and identify Mr. Livingston.
In most cases, I would just identify. Like, I understand why these guys do it, because it is a violation of the law. So I understand why they push back. Oh, shit. I agree, man. Fuck the AI channels. As soon as I see the warning label synthetic content,
I agree, Ben.
Oh, there it is.
Fuck the AI channels. As soon as I see the warning label synthetic content, I go to next video.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time I personally just comply because, well, not that I get stopped by the cops very often, but I would normally just comply because it's too much hassle to deal with.
That I never entered.
If they would like you trespassed, you're a trespasser.
If the field house across the street calls you and says they want me trespassed because I'm on a sidewalk, you're going to do it?
Sure.
So anybody,
I highly doubt
you can trust anybody off of the sidewalk.
I highly doubt that field house would call and have you trespass just because you're standing on a sidewalk.
I felt the same way about the Jolly Pumpkin.
Okay.
But that's being proved wrong.
Okay. Hey.
Okay.
Hold on. Sorry. This is Sermon. So this guy out here, Jolly Pumpkin, wants him trespassed. He claims he never entered the establishment, but it's still private property if they want him trespassed from entering. They're uncomfortable with him.
Cops do have to follow rules, but they get away with it too much.
I didn't ask them. I can go in there and ask them. He's claiming that he never entered.
And it looks badly upon all of them, including the ones that do follow the rules, because it just gives them as a whole a reputation.
Pumpkin. But I mean, regardless, it's private property. If they don't want him, and it's not trespassing from being on the sidewalk. Correct. So it's not. He's allowed to be there. He's allowed to record. He's allowed to do what he wants. But if they want to trespass him, but they are pretty. I guess I can go talk to them and double check. But okay.
Going to be holding a PD accident, Harrison and California.
All right, I'll go ask them then and establish if he ever entered. So like past the barrels, that would be
double barrels, bitches.
Their property, right?
Ready,
Okay. All right, sounds good. I'll go inside with them and double check. I think he's just one of those First Amendment guys. All right, I'll go.
Just one of those First Amendment guys. One of those pesky First Amendment guys.
We're gonna go and talk to them inside and see if he ever entered in, and then I'm gonna talk to them and try to, just so there's not issues between them, because he could sue them if they tell us that they want him trespassed, but he never actually entered. Like Steven said it's like a gray line. Like he could, but I'll be right back.
How you doing?
The music, the music, the music, the music. Fuck. This is when I IRL stream, I've had to cut out a lot of, like, there was one stream I was doing where I was drinking at a tap room in downtown Seattle, and I had to edit out a whole bunch of it because I got like a copyright claim from the copyrighted music they were playing in the background. I hate it.
So what has he been doing the whole time? As he came inside, as he came up to the door?
No, he's been where he was at, but he's recording all of my guests, and they're putting like menus on their faces, and he will not stop recording them, and they keep telling him to stop, and he will not stop.
Okay.
He told me he's doing an investigation, but couldn't tell me anything about anything, and he will not stop. And I said, okay, but I might have to call the police to see what's going on. He's like, do you think the police will stop me? I said, I guess I'll find out.
Okay. So
Michigan State Spartans.
My property, I can't get for trespassing, right?
So it's kind of a gray line because he's right in front of your establishment, but he never entered it. But the sidewalk is public property. I'm gonna have another chat with my.
It's not a gray area. It's pretty clean cut.
Kind of also trying to mediate between you and between him, and trying to find like if he could just move a block down so that he's done bothering you and then he doesn't have to be trespassed. That would be.
He simply told me he will not stop recording, so he's not going to stop recording. All my guests have been uncomfortable, and that's not good for my business, obviously, or my guests.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay. Okay, Joseph, can we find a way to mediate this where there's not issues between you and Jolly Pumpkin?
Well, right now my issue is with you guys forcing me to give you my ID.
Okay. I am investigating a possible trespass. Okay. I have reasonable suspicion to ID you because a crime is afoot.
You have reasonable suspicion?
I don't know when I come on scene and I make contact with you.
16 and 35. And he did go in and talk. Did they lie? Did they lie?
I just went. No, they
you
just
went
said.
inside before you took my ID. You went inside to talk to them.
I said, would you like him trespass from your property? They said yes. So then I came outside here.
So you solicited a trespass with.
Solicited a trespass. I learned that today. I wasn't familiar with that term. But yeah, he went in there and solicited a trespass.
Without doing your investigation. Is what you.
Are you willing to have a conversation with me or no?
You just said you went inside to find out if.
Correct.
I went on their property,
I
but
told
you
you
went
exactly what I
inside and
just
said,
did.
do you want him trespassed?
Is giving us the reasonable suspicion to contact you, correct?
No, I can call the cops on them.
Yeah,
you can. Yes.
Yeah, we will talk.
Yes, 100%.
And investigate it.
Why would you? I mean, what are they doing wrong? I can see from here.
Well, what are you doing?
All they're doing is being beautiful.
They called us for trespass.
I mean,
well, what are you doing?
All they're doing is being beautiful.
That's what calls. Right. So you should have never even talked to me. When you see me driving by, went, oh wow, that's guys in public taking pictures.
How do I know?
Can I have my ID back?
Officer Sermon and Sergeant Steeman argue that the demand for Mr. Livingston's ID was lawful based on reasonable suspicion of...
Your best Earl stream was the one where you filmed a bird stealing cookies from a shop in a marketplace. Fucking criminal mastermind.
It was a bag of Cheetos. It was a bag of Cheetos, and it was right outside of it was outside of the Space Needle, the big tower in downtown Seattle, there's a bunch of like souvenir shops and, like street food vendors and shit. And one of the street food vendors got his a bag of Cheetos stolen. It was a crow that stole it. It was a seagull. It was a seagull that did it. It grabbed the bag of Cheetos and slammed it up against the ground, and the Cheetos, like the bird knew exactly how to open the bag of Cheetos, and then there was just Cheetos everywhere, and the birds all just like went after it and ate them all really quick. That was pretty great. I wish I remember which stream that was so I could clip that part. That was so long ago, years ago.
Trespassing. Section 750.552 of the Michigan compiled laws, the state's trespassing statute, prohibits citizens from entering the lands or premises of another without lawful authority after having been forbidden to do so by the owner or occupant or the agent of the owner or occupant, or remaining without lawful authority on the land or premises of another after being notified to depart by the owner or occupant or the agent of the owner or occupant. A key element of both types of trespassing is actually being physically present on someone else's land or the property. Now, since the Jolly Pumpkin is a private business, it would certainly be within the manager's authority to ask.
It is interesting how they can set up seating on the public sidewalk. I've noticed even more of that happened during COVID when people couldn't sit inside. I wonder, is that a gray area? Because that's not their property, but they use it anyway.
Mr. Livingston to leave the premises because his filming was upsetting the other patrons, as the First Amendment protects individuals from government interference and expression, but generally does not apply to private businesses. However, the manager of the Jolly Pumpkin had absolutely no control over the public sidewalk and could not order Mr. Livingston to leave public property. Therefore, it is unlikely that a court would conclude that Officer Sermon had reasonable suspicion to believe that Mr. Livingston had committed the offense of trespassing when he demanded identification. Although Officer Sermon argues that he did not know that Mr. Livingston had not been on the premises.
Good point, AOC. Thank you. And thank you for stopping by the stream. I'm a big fan of your work. But yeah, you're right, because the chairs are their property. That is their private property, but the sidewalk isn't.
The Jolly Pumpkin manager clearly told dispatch in the 911 call that he was only on the sidewalk in front of the brewery.
He's not in the store, he's outside. He's right in front of, my patio outside. Sidewalk.
In the 1985 case of United States versus Hensley, the Supreme Court concluded that, quote, if a flyer or bulletin has been issued on the basis of articulate facts supporting a reasonable suspicion that the wanted person has committed an offense, then reliance on that flyer or bulletin justifies a stop to check identification. If the flyer has been issued in the absence of a reasonable suspicion, then a stop in the objective reliance upon it violates the Fourth Amendment. In other words, as the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over Michigan, explained in the 2003 case of Feathers versus A, quote,
Feathers versus A.
Dispatcher had sufficient information to find reasonable suspicion for a Terry stop.
This was absolutely not 911 worthy. I mean, all police departments, as far as I know, have a non-emergency number. This is definitely a non-emergency. It's not like he was wielding a firearm or anything like that.
Stop was permissible, but if the dispatcher lacked sufficient information to satisfy the reasonable suspicion requirement and the officer's subsequent observations did not produce reasonable suspicion, then the stop violated the Fourth Amendment. Now, in this situation, a court would likely find that the dispatcher did not have sufficient information to form reasonable suspicion of trespassing, as all that was reported by the manager was that Mr. Livingston was standing on the sidewalk in front of the brewery filming patrons. Although the dispatcher failed to communicate this information properly to the officers, the relevant case law establishes that detaining an individual violates the Fourth Amendment if neither the dispatcher's information...
There's so many unlawful detainments. That's probably the thing I see the most in these audit videos. They unlawfully detain people and hope either they don't know the law or they just hope the person they're detaining doesn't realize it.
Nor the officer's observations meet the reasonable suspicion standard. When Officer Sermon arrived on scene, Mr. Livingston was standing on the sidewalk, not on Jolly Pumpkin property, and the manager reported to the dispatcher that Mr. Livingston was only on the sidewalk. Therefore, it is probable that a court would conclude the detention and identification were conducted in the absence of reasonable suspicion, and therefore violated the Fourth Amendment.
Feel harassed right now?
Do I? No, this is my
Are
job.
you a reasonable person?
I would like to think so.
Okay, well, I'm doing more right now with you than I was then because I wasn't even talking to them.
But it's how they feel. It's not how I feel.
You just said a reasonable person, and you're a reasonable person. I feel that maybe they were unreasonable in their expectation of privacy in public. They could have sat inside, sir, but they didn't want to.
I do like Audit the Audit. Yeah, I kind of fell off from watching them, but I used to watch them when I wasn't streaming, and since I'm starting to kind of react to Bodycam videos, I thought I'd go check this out too. I watch both sides of it. Like I'll watch the videos where cops encounter completely insane, unreasonable people and the cops are in the right, and then I'll watch these where the cops are dumb and don't know what they're doing, or they're violating the laws they're supposed to be enforcing. I'll watch both.
Covered their faces, that's told by the manager. And
Why?
they left because they're not happy with that. So they asked him to stop, and there was a little disagreement between you and the guests.
Nope.
That's what I was
I didn't say a word.
How anybody can feel a certain way. I feel a certain way. They feel a certain way. People have the right to feel it. If they feel a certain way, they feel harassed by you. They can feel it.
But what I'm hearing though is a lot of feelings.
All I'm hearing is a lot of feelings.
No, are you done harassing me and telling me that I have to leave?
I never told you that you had to leave. I told you could stay right there.
Okay, well, you wanted to become an amicable situation where they were happy and I was happy.
Correct, I did do that. You are correct. I did do that, and I asked you if you could stand over there. Yes, you are right, I did do that. I never ordered you to leave.
They could have said, that's their business, that's the people that want to see. You're in public. I'm sorry. Would you like to move inside? I can do that. Create your own privacy.
Create your own
If
privacy.
you don't want to be filmed in public or seen in public, maybe you shouldn't sit outside.
People allowed to sit there and ask you to not film them and not be upset by it. Can they be upset?
Can they? Sure. Can they call the cops and threaten a trespass? You know? Men with guns came because of a guy with camera. Breaking news.
Man, he is getting them though. He is making them look dumb.
Three.
I'm the supervisor. And that's going extra to me.
I appreciate you showing up because I don't trust these two. Not the way they were going. And can I have your card? Sure. I'll send you a copy later.
Not everyone is always educated around here as well. And they're calling the police.
If they're enforcing the law, they should be educated on
That's
it.
part of what this is, the education. They didn't want to talk to me about it, though. They wanted to talk to you about it, so you had to do the education.
I go to a restaurant. I don't want to talk to people walking by.
I don't even want you to show up. Tell dispatch. He's a guy with a camera. I talked to him already.
Did you have a loudspeaker too earlier?
Nope.
Someone said there was someone with a loudspeaker.
But it does seem like your officer there solicited trespass without an investigation.
And that's your opinion, and you're very aware.
It's true. We just watched it.
When did you find out I was never on their property?
Sunday night we can talk, okay? I work Sunday as well.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you for your professionalism.
Brought to our jail with one adult man.
The officers argue that the auditor's filming constituted harassment because the patrons being recorded, quote, felt harassed. Section 26-67 of the Code of the City of East Lansing, the city's harassment ordinance, states that, quote, no person with the intent to harass another person shall engage in a course of conduct or repeatedly commit acts that alarm or seriously annoy another person, which acts or conduct serve no legitimate purpose. Similarly, Section 750.411H of the Michigan compiled laws defines the offense of stalking as, quote, a willful course of conduct involving repeated or continuing harassment of another individual that would cause a reasonable person to feel terrorized, frightened, intimidated, threatened, harassed, or molested, and that actually causes the victim to feel terrorized, frightened, intimidated, threatened, harassed, or molested. The statute defines the term course of conduct as, quote, a pattern of conduct composed of a series of two or more separate non-continuous acts evidencing a continuity of purpose, and the term harassment as, quote, conduct directed toward a victim that includes, but is not limited to, repeated or continuing unconsented contact that would cause a reasonable individual to suffer emotional distress, and that actually causes the victim to suffer emotional distress. The statute also states that, quote, harassment does not include constitutionally protected activity or conduct that serves a legitimate purpose. Well, as is evident from the plain language of the laws, a court would almost certainly conclude that Mr. Livingston's conduct did not constitute harassment under either the city ordinance or the state statute. First, both laws require a course of conduct or repeated conduct involving the same quote-unquote victim, whereas Mr. Livingston was only involved in a single filming encounter with these patrons. Additionally, even if a court decided that being filmed in public would cause a reasonable person to feel quote-unquote terrorized, frightened, intimidated, threatened, harassed, or molested, which I find doubtful, Mr. Livingston would have a strong First Amendment defense, as he was exercising his right to film in public. Accordingly, it is highly unlikely that a court would conclude that Mr. Livingston had engaged in criminal harassment, or that the officers even had reasonable suspicion to believe that he did so. The encounter ended without further incident. Mr. Livingston told me in an email that he filed a complaint with the East Lansing PD, but as of the date of writing this episode, he has not yet received the results of the investigation.
How convenient!
Mr. Livingston also obtained copies of the body camera footage from all three officers, the 911 call, the dispatch call, and the incident report from the encounter. But unfortunately, the footage he captured of the encounter is unavailable as the data was corrupted. On December 11th, Mr. Livingston had a meeting with Lieutenant Scott Sexton, who took note of the incident and recorded an interview with Mr. Livingston about the encounter. Mr. Livingston told me that he wants to file a lawsuit, but he is unable to find representation at this time. Overall,
it's probably expensive. It's expensive to get involved in lawsuits, period.
East Lansing officers get an F. For likely detaining and identifying Mr.
F in the chat
Livingston without the reasonable suspicion required to do so, failing to conduct an adequate investigation before infringing on Mr. Livingston's Fourth Amendment rights, and demonstrating an alarming lack of knowledge regarding the applicable criminal laws. The officers exhibited a complete misunderstanding of what constitutes harassment, essentially arguing that harassment occurs whenever someone feels annoyed by another person's conduct, and completely omitting the requirement that harassment be a repeated so-called course of conduct. Additionally, while the officers were acting on incomplete and misleading information from dispatch, Officer Sermon failed to ask the manager basic questions about what actually happened.
Can we give him a G?
Happened with Mr. Livingston. Instead of completing any sort of investigation, he simply asked the manager if she wanted Mr. Livingston trespassed and then walked away. The officers only conducted an investigation to determine if a crime had been committed after an unlawful Fourth Amendment seizure had been completed on Mr. Livingston. Now, while I do not believe that Officer Sermon intentionally violated...
He looks young. I wonder how long he had been a police officer at this point.
Mr. Livingston's constitutional rights, this encounter demonstrates how an officer can run afoul of the Fourth Amendment when they conduct a detention too quickly without first obtaining an adequate understanding of the facts of the situation. The dispatcher also gets an F for failing to accurately communicate the information reported.
I think you have to be at least 21 to be a police officer. But maybe laws are different in different places, but I thought you had to be at least 21.
To her by the Jolly Pumpkin manager, and making it seem like Mr. Livingston was refusing to leave the brewery premises instead of the refusing to leave a public sidewalk. Although I understand that calls for service should be clear and to the point, in this instance, the dispatcher did not accurately convey the facts of the situation, leading the officers to incorrectly believe that they had reasonable suspicion to detain Mr. Livingston for trespassing. I am unsure why the dispatcher omitted the fact that Mr. Livingston was only on the sidewalk from her.
That is interesting because the dispatcher was told by the manager of the establishment that he was on the sidewalk, but she did not mention that when she dispatched the police officers to go out there.
Her bulletin. But giving her the benefit of the doubt that it was not intentional, she may have misunderstood the call.
It's probably such a terrible job to be a 911 operator, all the crazy shit you hear all day. You know, people dying, people freaking out because, like, you know, their grandma had a heart attack or a stroke or whatever, or some people getting shot. I emotionally would not be able to deal with it. I I would not be able to deal with that.
Caller, forgotten, or not recognize the significance of this information. Regardless of the reason, this omission led to Mr. Livingston's unconstitutional seizure. And although I believe that the officers are also to blame for this violation, they likely would not have detained Mr. Livingston if the dispatcher had informed them that the 911 caller reported that he was filming from the sidewalk in front of the brewery.
Yeah, it's the kind of job where you'd have to kind of build an emotional callus to stay calm and not really feel empathy for the people, because it would wear on you over time. I remember years ago there was a job opening for that in one of the cities I lived in, and I just thought about what it would be like, and I was like, man, I really would never want to do that.
On the premises. Mr. Livingston gets an A+ for maintaining a relatively calm and polite demeanor throughout the encounter, complying with Officer Sermon's demand for identification while contesting the lawfulness of the order, and taking appropriate steps after the incident to pursue accountability, such as obtaining all available documentation from the encounter and filing an official complaint. Throughout his interaction with the officers, Mr. Livingston maintained his composure and demonstrated a strong understanding of his...
Yeah, see, I would have gotten pissed off, and it probably would have escalated, but he got a little mad, but he stayed mostly calm. He handled it way better than I would have.
First and Fourth Amendment.
I probably would have just left, because I just don't feel like dealing with the hassle. But I'm glad there's people like this that assert their rights, even when the police try to violate them.
Rights and the relevant criminal laws. On the whole, I found Mr. Livingston's respectful and relatively non-confrontational auditing style to be effective, and I would encourage him to continue in his work as a First Amendment auditor. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic.
All right, let's check out... Here's another one. Sheriff's deputy looks stupid. Let's see what this is about.
Listen, do you have, listen, officer, why are you impounding my car? What is your name? Can I get your name?
I'm not going to discuss this.
Can I get your name?
No. Sergeant Zambito, Livingston County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, can I get your number? Can I get your number? May I ask why you're illegally impounding my car? Can I take my car right now, officer? I'm right here. Can I take my car? Is there a reason why I cannot get my car, officer? What is the reason I cannot get my car?
Yeah, the district attorney wants to hold it, so you can call him.
For what? What's the district attorney's number right now so I can get it? Please tell me.
He's not working.
What you mean? You just called him. He's not working now?
Sir?
May I please have the district attorney's number?
You just called him.
And can I have these tickets? Before you say that, why are you impounding my car, though? No, you didn't.
I already told you.
Can you please explain it to me again, officer? You're not going to explain why you never told me.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
I must not have heard you. Can you please explain it again?
All right, you're going to take
Can I take my car?
Sir.
Why are you taking my car? There's somebody available here to take my car right now. Shonda.
That's fine.
Come here.
We're writing a search warrant, so we're
Listen,
yes.
you're writing a search warrant right now. Right now there's a search warrant.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, so
Yes.
can I take my car now?
No.
Why?
Because it's getting impounded. I'm
For-
not going to go
for
over
what
it yet.
reason?
For the warrant tomorrow.
For a warrant
Yes.
tomorrow.
They're going to hold his car for a warrant tomorrow to search his car.
You know how illegal that sounds? Look how he's looking at you.
20th of
I'll just take it. You don't have to explain it to me. I can read.
All right.
Listen.
All right. You can leave.
I'm going to get my stuff out of here though. If you're going to impound my car, you're going to physically hurt me if I get my
I'm
stuff.
not, but you're not taking
Okay, well then I'm going to get my car. I'm going to get stuff out of my
No,
car.
you're not.
So you're physically going to hurt me
No.
if I get into my car.
You keep saying this stuff, not me.
So what are you going to do to me if I go and get into my
You
car?
will be arrested for obstruction at that.
Oh, all right. This is what I'm asking you about. This is what I'm asking you. Obstruction from what?
Justice, yes.
For what?
From justice.
Well, a government official trying to do his duties. The district attorney said we are impounding your car for a warrant that will be served on your car tomorrow morning.
For what?
The odor of marijuana.
The odor of marijuana.
Oh my God.
And you searched my car and didn't find nothing.
No, we couldn't get in your
The
phone.
dog didn't hit nothing.
He showed interest.
He showed
Man,
interest.
stop.
The dog shit is very easily misused too. They trained the dog to give false positives.
He's in my car and it's on here. He showed interest. The dog did not find anything.
I
and
smell
there's people
weed.
right here. There's a bunch of people.
I'm so glad I live in a state where they can't do that. It sucks that there are still places where they can pretend like they smell weed to do whatever they want. Like weed is like this scourge that needs to be snuffed out of existence.
And cameras right here that's going to prove you wrong. Don't you not know that you're in a gas station? That's why I pulled in here.
That's fine.
Because of all the cameras. They're gonna see the dog didn't hit nothing. And then you illegally impound my car. And you let it happen, Sergeant. You're really gonna sit here and let him impound my car?
Yeah, this district attorney's wishes, and you're being
What's his name? What is his name? Can I get his name? District Attorney who?
McCaffrey. So
McCaffrey. From what? From where?
We're not going to explain.
From Livingston County Sheriff's Department?
And nothing but cooperative and respectful to you.
Livingston County
District
Attorney's Office. All right.
So you can call him tomorrow.
All right. See you guys.
Interesting. I thought there was going to be more of a climactic ending to it, but let's... Oh shit, I want to do this.
Welcome back to the channel. Here we try to bring to everyone awareness of their rights and how to exercise them when dealing with public officials by going through the best moments of police interactions caught on camera. So if you are new, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment with a like.
How are you?
You can't film a building from the parking lot?
Doing well.
What's going on today?
What do you mean?
Why are you recording?
Why am I recording? What's your name and badge number?
My badge number is 30410.
And your name?
I don't need to provide you my name, but I can give you my badge number.
You do need to provide 2 pieces of ID under the Community Policing Act. Yes, you do. It's, how do you pronounce that? Doiron?
Yeah. So how come you're here recording today?
So do you know why you have that on your chest, right?
Sir?
Do you know why you have that on your chest? Just to be very straightforward with you, do you know why you wear your name and your badge number? Because you have to identify to people. What if I can't read?
I don't have my badge number on me, sir. I just have my
Where is
name,
it?
right?
It's written on you somewhere, isn't it?
No, I only have my name on.
Okay.
You need to turn this
So what seems to be the issue?
I need to know what you're recording here today. We had a call for service that you were recording outside our headquarters, so that's just why I'm asking.
So who called for service? Was it one of the officers hanging out in the parking lot?
I don't know who called, but either way, I need to get an understanding as to why you're here.
Why? Am I breaking a law?
No, I'm just asking why you're here.
I'm not breaking a law, so therefore I have no obligation to explain myself to you. I'm working on a little project, as you can see.
Project.
And you...
Yeah, it does sound Canadian. Yeah, and okay, I can see the sign where they spell center, C-E-N-T-R-E. That's definitely Canadian.
Interrupted me while I was...
Oh yeah, she does have a leaf on the front. Yep. Yeah, this is definitely Canada.
Narrating, so...
Okay, what kind of project are you working on?
Is that gonna change anything?
No, I'm just trying to get an understanding as to why you're here recording.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Your name and badge number?
You'll get it at the end, don't worry.
No. May I have it now?
Yeah, Morocco 30324. Can we help you?
No.
Okay, what you doing here?
Can we help you? No.
Exactly what it appears on.
When I was in Vancouver, I went there on Canada Day, July 1st. A couple years ago, and people were partying. There were drunk people everywhere. And I was walking down the street and I had a bottle of water, and a cop came up to me and wanted to investigate my water to make sure I wasn't like drinking booze out of vodka out of a water bottle. I just let them do it because, you know, it was just water.
Doing here.
Okay, you're just videotaping the station?
Working on something. I was actually going to go in, but you're closed on the holidays.
We are. Okay, you're free to do that. Nobody's going to bother you, okay?
That's good.
Okay, thank you.
And you don't need to know why?
I don't really know. Seems like that's something you want us to ask, but I'm not going to ask that.
No, you know what? I was perfectly fine.
Sure, yeah, someone in the chat said, or it could be British. And sure, but these aren't British accents, so I know it's not British. This is definitely Canadian.
And doing my story alone until I was interrupted. So
that's okay. We have to, unfortunately, the manner of our job, we have to respond to people on our premises because sometimes people do come here to hurt us. So we just need to, we like to know what's going on.
Why don't you give me an example of that?
I'm not going to. That's not my business to tell you.
Yeah, give them an example when someone showed up and tried to hurt you.
That's okay, okay?
Yeah, you know what? That doesn't happen. You guys always say that the people come to your police station to hurt you, and nobody's here to hurt you.
Trying to get a reaction out of us, and that's not going to happen right now.
Nobody's trying.
I mean, it's there. You gave them a reaction. This is the reaction.
Go on our way, and you can continue doing what you're doing, okay?
That is awesome. Stop feeding me the horse shit about people are here to hurt you.
Take care and have a good day.
And you, ma'am, next time, Doiron, identify yourself, would you please? You have a great day.
Remember guys, you only have to provide ID if you are suspected of committing a crime. But police officers know that winning the lottery penalizes.
Alright, when idiot officers try to enforce feelings and get owned instead.
Welcome back to the channel everyone, where we go over your rights and how to exercise them when dealing with public officials. Now watch how this officer working as a security guard for a bank in Texas approached the civilians recording in public and try to violate their rights by lying about the law and show the respect that most officers have towards members of the public. But first, remember to like the video and leave a comment with your thoughts to help us reach more people to make them aware of their rights and help end police misconduct.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
No videos or pictures allowed. This is private property.
This is public property.
Sorry, this is private property.
It's a sidewalk.
I'm gonna need you guys to leave.
No, thank you. This is a sidewalk. I would never want to go onto your private property.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, gentlemen. What's the video?
I'm sorry?
What's the video?
I can't disclose that information at this moment.
Well, it's private property, and so the bank is asking why you guys recording.
This is.
Maybe you shouldn't have these giant windows if you don't want people recording from the street.
Public property. This is the sidewalk.
Actually, it's not. That's not how downtown jurisdictions work. We're responsible for the whole sidewalk on the street, city street.
So
you can, but we're still responsible if something happens on the property.
Okay. Yeah, they'll let you guys know. It's okay for us to take.
They'll let you know.
Okay. All right. We'll find out. What was your name?
I didn't give my name.
You never asked.
I did.
When? You said what was the video for? She never asked my name. She never asked for her name. She asked what we were doing. Exercising our rights to take pictures in public. Okay. This is obviously a sidewalk. I understand that this, from this line back is their property. I'm not trying to go on their property. There's art. There's all kinds of things. I could take pictures here.
And there is no public sidewalk per se. This is all built by the owner of that property.
Yeah, and so they put in the gutter that says City of Houston right there?
There is no public property. So they put in the gutter that says City of Houston over there? That's a good one.
Yeah. You see? Come over here. Let me show you something real fast. Because I know one thing. Bank of America doesn't buy property that says City of Houston. You see this right here?
It's a manhole. Oh, it's a sewer. Yeah, okay.
You see this?
Right. So
this is public property.
The biggest concern is that the recording of the bank is a security issue. I guess
then don't have giant windows that people can see inside from the public property.
It's the biggest deal.
I can't see any of their shit. I'm taking pictures of a big ass glass building.
I don't think that's really the point.
Well, what is the point?
The point is that I guess her biggest concern is you guys are being a little unnecessarily rude.
No, I told her that we just
not a crime. They weren't rude, but it's not a crime.
Don't want to disclose the nature of our video. I mean, I don't go around asking people to tell me their private information. I said I'd rather not, disclose why I'm taking a video, but I told her I was like, we're out here taking pictures of everything, not specifically just the bank. So I deterred her on that.
They're the feeling police.
There's no ill will, no ill intent. I have no nefarious plans here.
I understand.
I'm simply taking pictures in public, and I'm hoping that you're going to honor your oath and try not to run me off a publicly accessible area for only exercising a First Amendment protected activity.
I'm trying to run you off, but what I will say is that obviously that your actions can cause a reaction, all right? And from what it seems like you're trying to get that reaction.
No, sir. I'm just wanting to take my pictures. I've been walking around the city for the past hour and a half.
Then what can we do to help facilitate the process of you getting along? What would you like to do?
I would like to be left alone, and when I'm done getting my pictures, I'm gonna walk away.
Okay.
If they wouldn't have told me the cops were coming, I would have already been gone.
I got you.
But they told me the cops were coming. I'm not gonna run.
Yeah. Well, here we are.
Once you walk away and leave us alone, I'm gonna finish getting my pictures and I'm gonna walk away.
We've spoken. We've done our deal. You got nothing left for this property.
Oh, I'm not done getting my shots. So once you leave me alone, we disengage. I'm gonna finish getting my shots and slowly walk away from here.
Okay. So like I said, the passage is for the easement is for public passage. You guys aren't passing, then you aren't passing.
Is there like a time limit on
what? What? It's not for public passage if you're not passing.
How fast you have to pass? A law that states that? What's the law that says I have to keep moving?
Just being reasonable about it.
Okay, and if I to stop to take a picture would be reasonable, right? You
stop to record on what is considered private property because they have built everything.
This is private. This is private property.
The City of Houston is private property. The City of Houston gutter system is installed on all things, private or not,
and it's publicly funded.
City property. That does not make it a place for you to stand.
Oh my God! It makes it where I am allowed to stand here, as long as I'm not breaking the law.
That's not how that's like a handicapped parking space. You know what I mean?
I'd recommend you call a supervisor, please.
I mean, I'm technically not on duty. I'm just here working for the building. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like if you call a supervisor.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not
okay.
going to do that.
So you,
like I said. Yeah.
Okay. Well, have they contacted the police?
I'm it.
Well, no. I wanted an official report because I'm not just because right now you're a paid security guard.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, technically, if you want to say.
So I would like to speak with an actual on-duty officer. If you're trying to give me a lawful order, I would appreciate that the law does it, not a security guard.
I haven't given you a single lawful order. I've just asked if you're done, then can we move along?
And I'm not done yet. If once I get left alone, then I'll be done.
Okay, see, and that's that part that I'm talking about, where it's like you're doing something to get a reaction.
No, I just want to be left alone, and I don't want these people to be under the reaction or under the influence that they ran me off or that you ran me off, because that's not the case.
Hey, look, it doesn't have to be like that. Like, look, we talk like adults. We got understanding. We both got what we wanted out of here. So
I'm just asking.
Sewers, yeah, sewer manholes are like handicap spots.
For you to leave me alone.
I didn't understand that analogy at all.
Look, they hired me to do this. And
so come out and talk to people on the sidewalk.
Houston, it's legal. Here in Houston, this is legal.
Here in the United States, this is legal.
To a certain degree, it is.
As long as I'm not doing anything illegal with my videos.
And you're doing something that's reasonably suspicious.
And a suspicion of crime?
Reporting a bank.
It's suspicion of crime?
Intelligence. Yeah, doesn't matter. That is suspicious.
It's suspicion against the law.
It's not suspicious to me. That's not how that works. It's subjective. It's what judge would find suspicious.
Well, it's suspicious against the law.
Reasonable, articulable facts that somebody is committing, about to commit, or has committed a crime.
So you'd have to be under the influence.
This guy would be that there's two guys
should not be a police officer,
right? Because I know what that is.
So you're profiling him now.
I am now.
Yeah, he's profiling. He just said he's profiling.
Let's let him keep talking. Keep digging yourself a hole, Jenkins.
So,
this is gonna be beautiful.
You guys are recording outside of a bank where there's clear windows.
I'm recording.
People that come in and out.
I have videos. I have over an hour of videos.
It was their choice what kind of windows they have.
I haven't had no issues.
But you've gotten to a
I've gone past several banks.
We're just asking you to move along.
I've gone past several banks. I'm not done. I never said I was done. I said I was about to be done.
Look at the sigh. He did the sigh of defeat.
When the cops were coming, then I would already been gone.
Then why even just do this? Why do this?
Because it's to stand up for my rights, bro.
No. That's not what it is. You're doing it for.
So you asked a rhetorical question.
No, I'm waiting for the real answer.
And I'm telling you,
jackass.
Oh,
let's be real.
Oh,
let's be real here.
Okay? I'm doing it to be a jackass. So tens of thousands of people.
Hey, he's not on duty. We could take offense to that and get him cited for disorderly conduct.
Yeah,
we need the police out now. You just committed disorderly conduct. You call him. You got the right. You're on duty. Remember, we got the right.
Should he be able to wear his uniform when he's off duty? That's a question. Like, when he's working as a bank security guard.
So you don't mind being disorderly and disrespecting? You're showing disdain to the public.
Articulate what disorder is.
Because
if somebody takes offense to the language you're using. Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. I've been charged with it a million times.
That's how that works.
And the fact this is how this works. You are representing the city of Houston right now because you are in uniform and you are insulting members of the public in uniform while you're representing. You just called me a jackass.
I said you're doing it to be one.
And so what's the point of even calling a person a jackass?
I'm sure you're a regular person that does regular things. However, this is something that you're doing to incite a reaction.
No, I'm taking pictures in public to get a reaction.
And like I said, this isn't public anymore.
You're getting a reaction.
Gutterway isn't a public place for you to.
So he says this is not public.
Easement. It is a public.
So am I supposed to walk in the road?
Well, if you were on duty,
if I were on
walking in the road.
Or am I supposed to walk in this bike lane right here?
There is a citation for walking in the road.
Okay. So I can't walk in the road.
Again, the sidewalk is for public passage.
And there has to be a publicly accessible area for us to come through.
But you're not passing.
Yes, I mean, I'm not staying here indefinitely. The only reason I'm still here is because of you.
Hello?
He paused the conversation to take a phone call.
It's hot out here.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, yeah, I got a job lined up in Germany in like 2 weeks. I'll be out of here in like a week.
He's got a job lined up in Germany? Is that what he said?
In that 2 weeks.
Oh, so he just he's admitted just now that he has another job lined up, and that's the reason why he is acting like a jackass. In fact,
in Germany. See Germany?
Yeah. Is that what you said, right?
Germany, right?
I said Germany. I didn't say Nazi.
It'll be a perfect place for you.
Great place.
I'm such a Nazi.
You seem like it. You're out here harassing somebody for nothing, dude. Taking pictures. I even told you.
You said you were even
I have no nefarious. I have no nefarious. I already leveled.
This video's probably a couple years old, so he might already be in Germany.
With you. Look, I have no nefarious intent, so I've already dispelled the whole thing that you could articulate.
You say something. Oh, I'm not gonna murder my wife, though I've got a gun and a knife or something in my hand to kill somebody.
Well,
he's so bad with these analogies.
Statistically have a higher percentage of doing that than me, because cops have a higher rate of domestic abuse.
I'm black?
No, because cops
blacks are murderers.
Cops have a higher rate of domestic abuse. Cops
are domestic.
Look up the percentage. 40% of cops are 40% of cops' families become a victim of domestic abuse. That's just a statistic, bro.
You represent city.
Look it up.
Reporter system.
Look it up on Google.
Look up who?
Look it up on Google. You got 2 smartphones.
You have 2 smartphones.
All right, guys.
You don't even know how many phones
this has been fun. This has been fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You just walk away. Look, you walk away and then I walk away.
No.
Okay,
You
well.
walk away, then I walk away.
He's doing such a good job protecting the bank right now. This is all, like, if you want to distract him long enough for someone else to actually rob the bank, this is how you do it.
Nope.
Hey, no, we can walk the pig around the bank.
You can. You are able to use the passageway to pass.
And I'm passing. The only reason I'm stopped is because you've come out to talk to me.
You were stopped when I came here.
Yeah, I was walking back and forth taking pictures.
Look,
Passing.
They asked you not to do that. They own everything.
They asked me. They don't own this gutter.
Everything up the road.
They maintain.
They paid for it.
They maintain.
The city just so happens to be the one that builds it.
This has to have a public passage.
Yes, it's for public use. It's for public use.
And you can't.
Passing,
and if you were to say, I don't want you walking past here because of your camera, that'd be discrimination. So you're telling me that it's legal to discriminate here?
What?
Yes.
No.
They're saying the only reason they don't want me
He's passing.
because my camera, right?
He should pass gas.
Found your activity suspicious of reporting
a camera. I'm taking pictures of everything here.
Hey, and they do this every time someone reports any bank.
This is ridiculous. No, I just went past plenty of banks. It's because you built your house out of glass. You're out here complaining to me.
That's not the point. The
yeah,
point is,
all the other banks didn't have a problem that were made of brick.
Guys, come on, level with me. Guys.
I am. Walk away and I'll walk away.
You're not leveling with me.
Walk away and I'll walk away.
He keeps doing the sigh of defeat. We've all done it before. He's done it a couple times.
All right, man.
Because you're not going to make me leave here.
No, I'll give you the chance.
You walk away, you go back in this building.
I'll hang up.
Disengage me.
We're cool.
Disengage me.
I'm trying to.
Okay, have a good day.
I'm making sure
Thank you.
that we're
all
at
right.
the same level.
Sweet. I just don't want no more. I don't want to have no more conversation. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and invoke my 5th Amendment right to stay silent. And I would appreciate if you just disengage from me.
All right, guys. Please be safe, right? Be careful. There is a homeless encampment that way. If you go that way, sometimes they do rob people or whatnot. That way is down for the courthouse.
Why is he doing this now?
Street, okay?
She got a Bluetooth headset.
It's a little bit safer area, okay? So we're trying to work. And then the more public monuments.
Why is he still talking?
Discovery Green is headed that way if you're looking for like public monuments and stuff. So,
I've never understood this.
He's a tour guide.
Now he's talking to himself as he walks away, guys. This is just pure idiocracy. I mean...
As you can see, most police officers don't care about your rights. They just want you to obey their orders, even if they are unlawful, to make their life easier. And they will lie and sometimes even abuse their power to do so. And this is why it is so important for you to know your rights and to help us to bring awareness to the rest of the public. So don't forget to support the channel by subscribing, like the video, and leave a comment to reach more people. And remember, always record the police.
All right. Here's another one. This guy destroys lying officers for a living. ID refusal. Let's see what this is all about.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone, where we go.
I didn't realize I was downloading from this channel so many times. I should get more of Audit the Audit for the next stream.
Not to exercise them when dealing with public officials. Now watch how these officers lie to civilians about the law to make them think that they are committing a crime and forfeit their rights, but get called out on their bullshit and get completely destroyed instead. But first, remember to like the video and leave a comment with your thoughts to help us reach more people, to make them aware of their rights and help end police misconduct.
Waited this long enough. No, what's up, man? Now we got police on scene. Perfect.
Hey, sir, how are you?
What's going on, man?
Oh,
I didn't think you guys were coming out. Took a while.
yeah.
It's all good.
They called. The security called.
Yeah, I told him. He just told me not to film. I told him I'm not on your property, so.
Do you mind if I ask what you're filming for?
Oh, I'm just doing a little news story. I'm a journalist.
Okay, all right.
That's all.
Do you work for any specific company?
No, I'm just independent.
Okay. Do you have any ID on you or anything?
Oh, no.
Okay. What's your first and last name?
Oh, I'm not gonna ID. I'm just out here filming, dude.
I'm sorry?
I'm not gonna ID. I'm just out here filming.
Okay.
On public property. I'm not trespassing.
Hold on. Okay. You're not in any trouble.
I know.
Okay.
I know. That's why I'm not gonna ID. Because I'm not in any trouble. Exactly.
You don't have to be in trouble for me to ID you, though.
Well, that's what Title 11, 1902 says in Delaware. You know, you have some kind of crime that you suspect me of, and you just said I'm not in any trouble. So you just lost that whole get my ID thing by saying that.
Go.
Sorry, bud. I'm sorry.
I don't want to do the whole.
I know. I don't want to talk to you at all. Are you detaining me here?
Technically, you're not free to go. Okay.
So I am detained. Okay.
All right. So, like I said, the security office called. They were just concerned because you were videoing. That's all. Okay.
I thought you were law enforcement, not feelings enforcement out here. You know, their feelings don't trump what I can do.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Their feelings don't trump what I can do. You're not feelings enforcement. You're law enforcement.
Okay.
The law says I can video from public property.
I understand that. I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that. Okay.
Perfect.
But I am allowed to verify who you are. Just make sure you don't have any warrants or anything like that. Okay.
I'm not gonna do that. So.
Okay. Well,
if we need to escalate, that's fine. If you want to get a supervisor, I'll wait.
Okay.
I got no
My
problem
supervisor's actually on his way. I'll let you talk to him a little bit more. So.
Perfect.
Is there any reason why you don't want to provide any identification?
I want to be anonymous. That's the whole point.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
That's all it is. I'm just trying to do a news story. I'm an investigative news journalist. If I tell everybody who I am, what I'm doing, everybody gonna know. What's the point of coming out here? You know, you gotta come out to the source. They got a lot. They just got approved for like a COVID, vaccine. I'm just working on a little news story about it. I don't see why y'all need to harp me for who I am and what I'm doing.
No one's harping you. It's part of our job. We ID people when we get called to complaints.
I know, but I'm just engaged in free press out here.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
So you can be as cooperative as you want, but at the end of the day, we're still allowed to ID you. That's all.
That's fine. Well, at this point, you said I'm detained, so I'm just not going to speak anymore at this point.
Okay. What's up, buddy?
Great. What's up, man?
We just got called here from the guard check.
Yeah, that's cool. I know. I told him to. He's hollering at me not to film, so I said I'm not on your property. There's nothing you can do about it. I called the police. They'll tell you the same thing. So I was hoping you'd come out here and educate them and tell me to have a nice day, but your officer here is harping me for my ID.
Oh.
So I'm not real happy about it. So I don't know what you want to do about it. You said you're the supervisor.
Yep. So, look, we're obviously not trying to give you a hard time about the whole situation.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to keep doing my job out here. I'm out here doing a job.
I understand.
I don't want to be held up any longer. So
I understand.
You said I'm detained, so.
But, well, you technically are right now.
You technically are being detained. It's like either you are or you're not.
I just need your ID.
Okay. Well, I don't have it on me. I'm not going to give anything. I'm not.
Okay, so I'm just going to try to explain something to you.
That's fine. I just told you.
You giving us your we're not going to give it out to anybody. Okay, this whole incident is documented.
It doesn't matter.
Would you just listen to me for once?
I don't want to listen to you. I want to be free on my way to do what I want to do.
You
I'm
can
just out
still
here
be if you let us do our job, though.
That's all I'm doing.
You can still be if you let us do our job, though. This is preventing you from doing what you want to do, though. So we could be out of your hair if you gave us your ID.
I want to turn around and go back to where I was doing.
Okay, that's fair. So do we.
I'm not stopping you guys. I'm not detaining you.
So much like you want us to educate the other individual, we are going to.
It's great.
Now's the time for us to educate you. Okay.
So okay, let's hear it, man. Let's hear it. All right.
So when it comes to
this is a good one. This is a good
So
one.
when it comes to stopping somebody, right? Suspicious
Title 11, 1902. I know the code. So I know the code verbatim.
So are you aware of the basic things that you have to provide a police officer when
Well, they said when you either have to think I'm about to commit, or I have committed a crime. He's already told me I've done nothing wrong. So you don't have that.
Yeah,
So
they can't detain him if that's the case.
I have no obligation to give you anything. That's the problem here, is you have no suspicion of me breaking any laws. He's already stated that on camera. Yeah. So there's no need to go push any further with it. You guys are escalating this and trying to violate my rights of my Fourth Amendment to get my ID and trying to tell me you have to get my ID. You don't have to get my ID unless I'm breaking the law. That's how it works.
Okay.
So if we're gonna keep doing this, that's fine. I'm not gonna ID. So where do you want to go from here?
Well, you know, obviously we would really enjoy a consensual conversation about that, but
it's already gone too far. We're detained at this point. It's not no longer consensual. So I don't know what to tell you, man.
do you have any
Yeah. I mean, if they have him detained, it's not consensual.
or anything like
I
that?
have nothing. No.
So then all we have to do is verify that and you'll be on your way.
That's great. It's great. But I'm not going to help you do that. If you want to find figure that out, I'm not going to help you with your investigation.
You would want to prolong this. And
Well, it's just looking better and better. This is terrible. I do this all over Delaware. Most people don't even come out and talk to me. They just leave me alone. You guys are out here harping for my
I can't
ID.
speak for your other instances or whatever.
What's
we were
different?
called out here for a legitimate reason, okay?
It doesn't matter.
We're allowed it does matter. We're allowed to identify who you are.
So
okay?
if someone's riding a bicycle and someone calls on, you can just stop them and ID them because someone called on them?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. What's your name and badge number, sir? D.S. Milner?
Yep.
What's your badge number?
1088. Would you
Woo!
like
Man, this is great stuff.
Okay.
You can just stop anybody and ID anybody. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can just stop and ID anybody you want because you got a call. That sounds pretty terrible.
Look,
you guys think that way.
I'll call.
Are you his supervisor?
Let me call.
Are you his direct supervisor?
Well, basically I'm the ranking person.
What's your name, sir?
Q4.
Q4.
Yes, sir. Look.
Wow. It's a good one.
What?
I don't know why we're still here. I told you exactly what I'm doing. I'm a journalist. I'm gathering content. I'm on public property. I've never entered the property once. I'm not trespassing. I'm not loitering.
Hi, I'm in Delaware. I've never been to Delaware, and I don't believe I'm interested in ever going there.
I'm breaking no laws. Why are we still here? You're law enforcement.
That's true.
Let's enforce the law here.
So look, I'm just talking to you, man.
I don't want to talk anymore. I already told you that. I want to go back to doing my job. Like, you guys should be going back to, there's two of you here not doing anything. You're harassing a law-abiding citizen right now.
Okay.
I'm not breaking any laws. We already established that.
So you never stepped foot on their property?
Never
anything
once.
like that?
I got the whole, I've been filming the whole time. Two cameras now.
Do you know why he called specifically?
He came out to me and told me I can't film, and then he went back in there. I guess he called somebody, and then he came back out again and said I can't film. I said, dude, I don't want to argue with you. I said, I'm not going on your property. I haven't been on it. I'm not on it. This is public. This is the police's job. Call them because you can't enforce anything on public. I said, if you don't like it, then call them. And I didn't know if you did or not. It's been a while since I said that. I was getting ready to leave. That's why I was going back here once more to get some shots.
Delaware. There's not much going on there. That should be their, like, tourism slogan.
And I was about out of here, and I was like, holy shit, they showed up on me.
Yep.
I didn't want you chasing me around, so I was kind of waiting for you, you know? I didn't want to just run away. I'm not hiding anything. That's what I'm trying to say.
So you wanted us to come out here? Is that what
Not really, but when he said that, I wanted to wait for you guys to come. I'm not going to, like, be around town and have you guys chasing after me.
Someone at the police station took the phone call, and we just responded out here. So.
Well, I mean, when you get out here, you see that, hey, some guy's just taking pictures in public. He's good to go. He's not doing anything wrong. He's turning around. You don't even have to come talk. I get it if you want to. That's great. I don't mind you coming and talking. I tell you what I'm doing, but as soon as we try to escalate to, oh, we're going to get your ID, it becomes an issue.
I asked for your ID.
Okay, I'm not going to, that's fine, dude. You told me you have the right.
Semantics game, that's what you're doing.
That's fine, we'll play it back, man, that's fine.
Here's the deal. Obviously,
semantics.
Oh, yeah, and Biden was the senator from Delaware. I thought he was Delaware. That goes to show.
What's said?
Here's the deal. Can I just call you friend since you don't want to get
that's fine. It's cool.
So here's the deal, friend. Obviously, since in just conversation, we've been able to articulate that obviously no crimes have occurred, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're correct, okay? We don't need to push the envelope any further.
Bam.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready.
So you're not detained. We're just having consensual conversation. Okay?
All right, that's fine, man.
All right. Look, obviously, we're not out here to give you a hard time. We're genuinely not.
I get it, yeah.
Okay? The only reason we were out here is because we're called out here, okay?
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in the world. They don't know.
He's sitting in a shack. It's strange. I get it.
He's sitting in a shack and he sees some dude with cool equipment walking around. And he's probably like, "What in the heck is going on?"
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, but they're a big company. They got a lot going on. So a lot of people want to know about it. I'm just out here getting pictures of signs so I can put them in like a story or something like that. Getting videos. If I see if they have any cars with the labels on them, something like that. So I'm just out here trying to get some shots.
More power to you.
That's all, man.
Okay. Look, just be careful. Okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't mind. I'd rather you guys come out here and educate them. That way, if it goes away, they can go back to doing their job. I can go back to doing my job. Everybody's cool, you know? So when they come out here saying something, that's why I tell them, call the police. That's fine. I don't mind dealing with you guys. I hope most people come out and they tell them what's going on. Hey, he's allowed to do it.
They're sending in the choppers.
That's the end of the day. Have a nice day. That's what I look for. I don't, you know, there's no need for my name. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Okay. Well, look, at the end of the day, I agree with you. Okay, I do, and that's why I'm not pushing this on.
It's the law, though. That's why. Right.
I'm not disagreeing with you. So, obviously, there's nothing that we can articulate that's going on.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I hope not.
So, look, friend. Since again I don't know your name.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I wish you nothing but the best.
I appreciate it.
Now, obviously, in the future, if somebody were to call and there was something that we could articulate, we would definitely need your ID. Okay?
I got you. That's why I don't do that. That's why I know what I'm doing. I'm out here. I stay on public. I got it, man.
Be careful.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Appreciate it. You guys have a nice night.
You too. Be careful, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, it's only like 2/3 of the way done.
I'm on CFC's office with the Bellevue Police Department. What's going on? We're asking, you know, why are you for what? Do you have any ID on you?
No.
Okay. I'm driving. You're bordering. You're actually on public property.
I'm on public property?
You're on public property. This right here is all Mount Air.
It's a public street.
This is all Mount Air. Okay?
There's sidewalk too.
And you're loitering. You're doing something that's abnormal to the public. So I'm gonna have you get
That's the dumbest things I've ever heard. Are you serious? Are you a joke?
No, I'm not.
I have purpose here. I just told you what I'm doing. Loitering has to do with having no purpose. Abnormality is not you're not the judge of abnormality. Let's get real here. Who do you think you are?
You're telling me that this sidewalk is belonging to Mount Air. Okay. No soliciting, no loitering, and no trespassing.
I'm not loitering. I have a purpose.
Okay. Well, obviously you're already familiar with the things.
Exactly, because you're telling me what you're saying is completely wrong.
Shelbyville.
It's
time for you to go.
Shelbyville. Isn't that the city next to Springfield? Is that Shelbyville? I wonder how many Shelbyvilles there are out there. Kind of like how a lot of states have a Springfield.
Yeah, I'm not gonna leave. Okay.
You're gonna leave before I do. I guarantee it.
I'm not.
Guaranteed.
I'm not.
You are ridiculous.
Okay, you can make up all you want.
Okay. It wasn't. Didn't the reason that like Shelbyville and Springfield weren't the same city is because Shelbyville wanted to marry their cousins? Wasn't that it? It's been a long time since I watched the Simpsons, but I think they were like, and marry our cousins.
Dash cam? I do not.
Oh, of course you don't. This is terrible then. You don't body cam or a dash
Are you the
cam.
same guy that did this to Millsboro Police Department?
What are you talking about?
Where you're a journalist, you want to have...
I take pictures. What's wrong with taking pictures?
Okay. You were taking pictures of Mark about 2 months ago, right?
Who cares?
Okay.
I do a lot of stories.
Okay.
What's the deal? I have it all on video.
What is your overall purpose of getting the police to come here?
I don't want the police to come here. I want to get my pictures and leave. I already told you to leave.
Okay.
I don't want you here.
Okay, they don't want you to.
Are you detaining me?
Am I detaining you?
Yes, ma'am.
As of now, yeah. Okay, once another officer gets here, I'm going to have a couple things done, and then we'll get you on your way, okay? But for right now, I can have you sit right here, okay?
It's ridiculous.
Shelbyville.
You don't know anything about the law.
I don't? Okay. Do you have any sort of law degree or anything like that?
No, I read though.
You read?
Yeah.
Okay.
The laws are written down.
Okay.
They're all written down.
Some states it is legal to marry your first cousin. It's kind of staggering if you look it up. There's quite a few of them.
Right? Aren't they in a book or something? So anyone can read them. Why do you need a law degree to know laws?
So what is your overall purpose here?
I have cameras, so I'm here to take pictures. That's the goal.
Okay.
The fact that they don't like it, and you're not the feelings police. You're not out here to enforce their policies or their feelings. You're out here to enforce the law.
I can talk to you without you interrupting.
I don't want to talk to you. I'd like to be free on my way, but you've detained me here.
Right now, you are being detained. Okay. What the report was for 911 is that
911.
Yeah, people call 911. The cops get here.
Why would they call 911 for someone with a camera?
I don't know, but what happened was...
Yeah, that there should be consequences for calling 911 when it's not an emergency.
As they told me that there was a gentleman here.
Yeah, most of the states in the Southeast, it's legal. like Florida. I'm looking at a map of it right now. Right here. California, that's interesting. I knew about New Mexico, and from what I understand, they allow, I mean, it looks like it's legal across the board, but I was told that it has to do with tribe, like a lot of the native tribes that live there. How did they word it? It was like there's so few of them that they allow first cousin marriage because of that. I could be wrong, but that's what I had heard.
Taking pictures and they've asked him to leave and he wasn't. Okay, so that generates a call for service that makes it.
I didn't know New York was one. New York and New Jersey. Some weird shit.
Police need to respond. Just do me a favor, just sit tight, and then once another officer gets here, I'm going to look up a couple things, because I believe we have a town code for that. If not, then you're fine to go. But I need to make sure that my job...
Town code for what?
Loitering, standing on the streets and stuff like that. The officer coming right there, so once he gets here...
Why is he coming with lights on?
I don't know, I'm not him. When he gets here and you can talk to him...
What are you doing?
You're more...
Your first cousin. Wink wink.
It's not legal where I live. I live in one of the red zones here. And then the dark red ones, it's actually a criminal offense. Yeah, it's kind of weird, kind of sketch. So it's like mostly the east, the northeast, and the southeast. Thank you for helping me get to 52% of the goal, by the way. I really appreciate it.
Welcome to
flying through here.
Okay.
It's not just the Bible Belt, though. It's also the Northeast, like New York, and then California, of all places, too.
When he gets here, you're more than welcome to ask him why his lights are on, okay?
That's a joke.
Okay.
What's my opinion of Missouri? I don't know much about it. I've driven through it. I've been to I've been to Kansas City. I had some family that lived there, but I was only there for like a day. I don't really have an opinion of it. I know Brett Keane lives there too, so that kind of harms my opinion of it slightly.
It's a shit show here, dude. What's up, man? What's your name?
Another mustache man.
Look, why are we rolling up lights to some cameras?
I don't know what's going on. They call me out for assistance. I really don't know what's going on.
You just run lights no matter what?
I'm sorry?
You just run lights no matter what?
No, she was yelling for assistance. I don't know what's going on. It was sent us this.
Was a man taking pictures? I mean, all right.
That's fine. I mean, you're right next to the private property, no loitering sign, man.
On the sidewalk, though. I mean, there's a fire hydrant right there.
I mean, this is all property.
It's a public street.
No, the whole property lot is property.
I haven't been in there.
Okay.
This as far as I've been is those wheels.
All right, man. Had to go look up a couple things. I called my supervisor to make sure that what you're doing is completely fine, okay? So here's what's going to happen.
Wait.
That's their private property.
You had to call your supervisor, but 3 people showed up?
They're not my department. They're the Agbar Police Department. I'm self-governed.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
What?
Okay.
All right, so what's up? What'd you find?
So, if you're on their property, that's going to be trespassing. If you're on the street or on the road, it's completely fine. Take
Perfect.
Videos. Don't get hit by a car. I don't want to see you get hurt. But if you want to take videos, obviously it's freedom of the press. That's what I was telling you.
So why are you there?
Before. I agreed with you before. But when they called and said you were on the property, that's when there was an issue of trespassing.
All right, thanks, Dotson. I appreciate it.
All right, do you have any questions at all?
Nope, you're good. See you later.
If you're going to be out here for a while, let us know.
Yeah, I'm going to probably be a while. I like when it gets dark, the lights come on and stuff.
That's completely fine. I don't want to
I'm here to get pictures
with you.
I'm not leaving because y'all showed up. That's right.
Then I want to make sure it is handled properly.
You're doing good, Dotson. You started off wrong, but I really like where this went.
Because here's the thing, it is freedom of the press, but like I said, when they call 911 and tell us that you're on their property...
Yeah, it's crazy.
They shouldn't be calling 911 for that unless he's, like, doing something illegal. Well, I mean, it should only be called if it's an emergency. Like, is he like waving a gun around or something, or attacking people?
That's all
Or
we know when we get here. So
like,
if you're
or
on the
stealing
street or on the
shit?
sidewalk, that's fine.
Perfect.
Just don't trespass on there. They're obviously feeling some sort of way about it, and I don't want to have to arrest you for trespassing if they're saying you're on property.
I don't want
and
to be
stuff like
trespassed.
that. So if you're out here, that's fine. Be careful. Big old trucks fly down the street.
Oh, yeah.
Don't want to see you get hurt, and they also smell horrible. So
Yeah, that's why I got the mask, and I'm trying to stay visible. So
yeah, about to say stay visible. Technically, for the town ordinance, you're supposed to have a light on you. So if you have a flashlight,
in the pocket.
keep it on.
Man.
All right.
Thank you, Dotson. That was awesome.
Now, although every officer has to make an oath to protect the Constitution, you have to be the one to protect your rights from them. And as you can see, they are willing to lie and even threaten to arrest you to violate them. And this is why it is so important for you to know your rights and to help us to bring awareness to the rest of the public. So don't forget to support the channel by subscribing, like the video, and leave a comment to reach more people. And remember, always record the police.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to record the police. I don't want to give the police more reasons to want to talk to me, you know? But it is interesting how these people, they know what they're doing, and a lot of times they know the law more than the cops. It's a popular genre of content on YouTube. That's why he's interested in it. At least he is interested in making the content that people watch. Who knows how like personally interested he really is. Well, I'm going to wrap up this stream. It was a lot of fun. We did really well on the goal today, so I really appreciate it. And I will be back. I'll be back later tonight. All right. You guys have a good one. See you later.